Tàbí ojú ìgbà wọn kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kó bá lókìkì akíní ojú wa sílẹ̀ ìdúdú. Ogun kì í bá alábò láàpọ̀ni o, láàpọ̀ni o. Ogun kì í bá alábò láàpọ̀ni. Sunday bọ́ọ̀lù ìjà tó kọ́kọ́dé pẹ̀lú àgbàmọ́ra. Ìgbà tó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ ló máa fẹ́. Sunday ẹgbẹ́ bojú kì í. Ọ̀ṣà bọ́ọ̀lù dẹ́kun. Ẹgbẹ́ ìbojú kì í. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí bẹ́ẹ̀ ló máa fẹ́. Sunday ìgbòho. Òṣàdé ló ń péjọ. Àkọ́dá èèyàn táyé ń péjọ. Wọ́n bá rí níbi ọbẹ̀ ìyọ́nú àdìsá ni ó wá gbòòlà. Ó jẹ́ tó lé márùn-ún tó bá fi jẹ́ síbò. Ó kì í kí lórí òun bá àdìsá gbọ́ o. Aládìsá ni transformer àbáṣepé. Ó fẹ́ tọ̀nà nínú o. Wọ́n bá rí níbi ọbẹ̀ ìyọ́nú àdìsá ni ó wá gbòòlà. Ó jẹ́ tó lé márùn-ún tó bá fi jẹ́ síbò. Ó kì í kí lórí òun bá àdìsá gbọ́ o. Aládìsá ni transformer àbáṣepé. Ó fẹ́ tọ̀nà nínú o. Àwílé wọ́n bá rí níbi ọbẹ̀ 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 wa. Wọ́n bá rí níbi ọbẹ̀ ìyọ́nú àdìsá ni ó wá gbòòlà. Ó jẹ́ tó lé márùn-ún tó bá fi jẹ́ síbò. Ó kì í kí lórí òun bá àdìsá o. Aládìsá gbọ́ o. Àdìsá transformer àbáṣepé. Ó fẹ́ tọ̀nà nínú o. Wọ́n bá rí níbi ọbẹ̀ ìyọ́nú àdìsá ni ó wá gbòòlà. Ìfẹ́ tó ń lọ yẹn. Ọlọ́lá àgbà mo ṣe tótó rẹ̀ tótó. Ọlọ́lá àgbà mo ṣe tótó rẹ̀ aláàbí ayé tó ga jù. Ohun tó bá ṣí ta ló lè tì, ohun tó bá tì ta ló lè ṣí. Ìwọ ló lé lára Sunday, kò tó wọn láàárẹ̀ bàmí. Ìwọ ni mò ń kí lára ẹ̀ láyé iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ pọ̀ gan. Tí mo bá wá ń kí Sunday, ò tẹ̀fẹ̀ kọ́ o. Ẹnu kọ́ iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ pọ̀ gan. Ó dára sínú ayé Sunday. Wọ́n bẹ̀ rí níbi wọ́n bẹ̀ yọ̀nù àdìsá ni ó wá tọ́lẹ̀. Ojú ìgbà lè mọ̀rọ̀, àbí kẹ́sì gbọ́. Ó fi ẹbí lérò òwúrọ̀, àdìsá bọ̀. Aládìsá ni transformer àbáṣepé. Ó fẹ́ sọ̀nà níyàn. Yẹ́nì àbẹ́sọ̀ ẹ̀sùn rẹ̀ o. Yẹ́nì àbẹ́sọ̀ Sunday, sọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́run ọba. Ó ṣe é sóore sáyé ẹ̀ kò fi sáwọn aláàánú. Ó ń ṣe bó nílé ṣe bá lè dé ọlọ́run jẹ́ ojú máa pọ̀ sí. Tiwa aládìsá bá ti pọ̀ nínú ayé ara máa tẹ̀kú. Àdúrà tèmi náà lè yí o, ìlàyé o. Ìlàyé títú àná ẹ̀ o. Lára Sunday o. Wọ́n bẹ̀ rí níbi wọ́n bẹ̀ yọ̀nù àdìsá ni ó wá tọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ tó lè mọ̀rọ̀, àbí kẹ́sì gbọ́. Ó fi ẹbí lérò òwúrọ̀, àdìsá bọ̀. Aládìsá ni transformer àbáṣepé. Ó fẹ́ sọ̀nà níyàn. Yankí ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́rù Sunday o. Yankí ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́rù Sunday o. Àdìsá ọmọ Adéyẹmọ. Bàbá Bísọ́lá bàbá Àdáni. Bàbá Michael Adéyẹmọ. Oníyàwó méjì rọ̀gbàrọ̀gbà. Ìkan dúdú ìkan pupa. Màmá Adámi bí kò sí lójútùú àyà láṣìírí o. Ìyá Michael tó pọ́tọ̀ wọ́n tẹ̀sẹ̀ tí ọ̀sẹ̀ ní àwẹ̀. Ilé aláṣẹ mọ́tò bí ọmọ Adékùnbí ọmọ Sẹ́ra Àdìsá o. Àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé ó ní bàbá tó kọ̀ọ̀kan jẹ́ kí ìjà wọn sí. Láìsí lọ́mọ ìyá àjẹ bàbá ẹni ṣe mọ orí. Bàbá wa yọpáyọpá lára àwọn bàbá tó fi yẹ. Kò lánàá ṣe owó ìdí ní àjà ní ìgbélò Ìbàdàn. Bàbí oníwàásí àgbáyé nǹkan lọ ń jẹ bàbá ọpẹ́ fún wa. Bàbá ẹni. Wọ́n bẹ̀ rí níbi wọ́n bẹ̀ yọ̀nù àdìsá ni ó wá tọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ tó lè mọ̀rọ̀, àbí kẹ́sì gbọ́. Ó fi ẹbí lérò òwúrọ̀, àdìsá bọ̀. Aládìsá ni transformer àbáṣepé. Ó fẹ́ sọ̀nà níyàn. Aláàfin àgbààgbà mẹ́rin ni wọ́n tẹ́ níbẹ̀ sẹ́ tí wọ́n ju ẹrù lẹ̀ sígbó. Ojú orí wọn bẹ nígbò kò parun. Àgbègbè àtọ́ba tẹ̀ láwá jẹ nígbò tó kó gbogbo ọmọ wọn rọ̀ lọ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Kábíyèsí ọba gun ojú làkọ́kọ́. Tó tó bí aró ọba àrọ̀pọ̀tọ̀ ní ìlú. torí lórí ajíbóyèdè torí lórí ọba tẹ̀lá ṣípa òfin òun kọjá ṣóun ló kọ́ ọmọ ọ̀yọ́ wá donílẹ̀ nígboro Ìgbòho ẹ ti ń ṣoríire bọ̀ lọ́jọ́ gbọ́rọ́ Ìgbòho ní kó sọ fún òfin òun kọjá Ìgbòho mọ̀ rẹ̀ nílé ọ̀yọ́ ìjọ́sí nílé ikú bàbá yèyé lọ́ba má bàjẹ́ wà kò sọ́ba tí ó jẹ lọ́yọ̀ọ́ tí ò ní wá forí balẹ̀ máwọn bàbá rẹ̀ tó jẹ́ tó ìdí nìyí tó fi ń kì í lọ́yọ̀ọ́ Ìgbòho wọ́n bá wí níbi wọ́n bẹ̀ yọdún àbísà ní ọwọ́ kọ́lá ọjọ́ ìtọ́ ilé ìbárò tó bá fi bẹ́ẹ̀ sí gbọ́dọ̀ ó kéèké lẹ́rọ̀ òkúta àbísà pàwọ́ alódìsá ní transformer àṣẹṣẹ bí ọgbà ẹ̀fọ́nà ní ọ̀ àwùyé o.
Again. No going back. Ìgbòho òòṣà iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ń tẹ̀síwájú. Mr. Koiki ẹ ṣé o, àwọn ọmọ mi ló kí yín o. Àwọn ọmọ mi ló kí yín o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, a máa délẹ̀ lérí o lórúkọ Jésù. Yorùbá nation.
And a very good evening and welcome to Koikimedia Live. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé happy Good Friday, and I hope those of us that still have it at the back of our mind that the Yoruba nation is still an ongoing movement. My name is OLAMILEKAN Koiki, and a lot of people know me as koikimedia. I will be the last man standing, even if everyone gets tired. Today is the 7th day of April 2023. And I say good evening. Assalamu alaikum. I greet all our traditional people. We are live on multiple platforms. I won't be taking any request on the Twitter space. I've just locked that in as part of the program tonight. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò náà. First and foremost, mo kí bàbá wa tí a gbà fún dáadáa. Bàbá lálùbáríkà. Bàbá tó ní ìran wọn wà ní oko ẹrú. Ó dẹ̀ ti di dandan pé kó kó wọn jáde. The one and only, the most respected, not that is the only elder in Yoruba land, but the rest of the elders still believe in Project Nigeria. We cannot stop loving him. And one thing I assured him is, Koikimedia will stand with him, by him, day, night, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I promised and I told him that Koikimedia would use his platform for nothing less than Yoruba nation, and that means as of today, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, the only leader. I am not talking about the whole Yoruba land, but the leader of the Yoruba nation movement, that nobody can take him out. Nobody can outshine him. Mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀, mo fi kí bàbá dáadáa. I had the privilege to meet you in person. I felt you. I felt your energy, your breath. And I know that the struggle that you have embarked on, you've got a very strong team, which is Koikimedia team now. I'm not talking about the rest, but be rest assured that we will be here for you anytime, any day that you need a service. Mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. I go to the man of the people. I just had this voice call not too long ago. He left everything that he believed in. Ó filẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ó fọ̀nà sílẹ̀, and says that Yoruba people would have his backup any day, anytime. And that has been his stand. I wish I could play that audio, but that audio is private. I'm talking about a conversation between two jolly good friends, brothers. He's an uncle to me. Some say maybe I've taken an oath with him. I told him that he's got 100% of my loyalty, and I don't share that with anybody. I believe in him. He was the only one I told on my way to Nigeria. He knew when I bought my ticket. Even my mother that brought me to this world only knew that I would be flying out of London when I was going to Nigeria the same day. That shows how precious IGBOHO is to me. And I've told him many times that if he makes a call, I will be there for him. I know there's a lot of people that are coming in, probably maybe because an audio that was released by some idiotic people might think that is the reason why we are live. No. My people know that I come online anytime, any day. But mo sọ fún IGBOHO pé ibi tó bá ń lọ ni mò ń tẹ̀lé ẹ lọ. He has the wealth. He has the connection. I know because I was with him in the house for 6 months. He had calls from different countries around the world. Some say he's not educated to lead a movement. Some even call him all kinds of different names. But tonight, we will only call him Dr. Oloye Sunday IGBOHO, popularly known as AKA Sunday IGBOHO. He left the politician to be on the side of the masses. What more can we ask for? Àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ní agbára, tó ní owó, tó ní connection ju IGBOHO lọ. But wọ́n rí Yoruba nation as anything. As Yoruba people, the question to me is, are we all going to be alive forever? I was looking at the Italian former prime minister, and I said to myself, when these people are very powerful, they are not thinking that one day something might not make them understand that this world is not for us alone. Who is this prime minister? Silvio Berlusconi. Berlusconi was the prime minister for 9 years in total, making him the longest serving post-war prime minister of Italy. and the third longest serving Italian unification after Benito Mussolini and Govina Goliti. But he's currently sick. We pray for his good health. But IGBOHO will be remembered for a very long time from the next generation to come, that this is a man that left whatever he owns and decided that he will be on the side of the truth. And tonight, we will worship him, we will love him, we will give him and endure him everything he wants. We would also make sure that if those that wants to destroy him, I will be the first to destroy you. I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about one person that think that she can destroy Oloye Igboho. Mrs. Dukwa Onitiri, you cannot destroy Igboho. Igboho is too powerful for you to destroy. You have tried, but you failed. But we will be here and stand with Igboho 24/7. We will use our media to destroy you from internally and external. I am not here for you tonight. I am here to glorify Eledumare for making sure that somebody like Igboho is still with us tonight. Just as we continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as much as we love him to be with us as well, so that we can hear his voice frequently. But the 419 fraudulent Fulani terrorist government is holding him to bondage. And I'm sure at the appropriate time, when the language that the government understand and the world, then Nnamdi Kanu will be free, whether they agree with it or not. But one thing is, Igboho has the backing of millions of people that are not even Yorubas. I say, and I will continue to say, pé kò tíì sí ẹni tó lè fà wálẹ̀, nítorí pé Igboho ní gbogbo ohun tí Elédùmarè fún, ó yọ̀ǹda sílẹ̀ láti wá jà fún àwọn ìran ọmọ aládé. Kò ń ṣe Igboho nìkan ló ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. A ní wọn tó pọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó ní owó bíi jẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀, ní dọ́là, ní pounds. Àmọ́ wọ́n dá sọ́rọ̀ Yorùbá nation. Àmọ́ Igboho sọ pé Yorùbá nation, no going back. Kò tí sí voice note tí Igboho máa send sí mi tí kò ní fi sí pé a máa délẹ̀ lérí. To some people, they say 3 years is too long to fight for the movement. And they've decided that a crazy, nonentic woman that have thought that by bringing a 419 scamming machine. But we also have some idiotic Yoruba people that I'm going to come to later on. First and foremost, shout out to all the koikimedia fans. Mo mọ̀ pé tí miss mi, ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ pé tí bá ti lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, is the spirit that goes into what we call hibernation mode. Maybe because I've been watching a lot of space, Mars, Pluton, Neptune, the sun. My wife has been asking me, if I have the means, I would love to travel to Mars. But the Yoruba people have what it takes spiritually to connect our spirit to the mind of what is going on up there. But because we have been destroyed, and that has not given us that privilege, àwa Yorùbá la ní lọ́wọ́, a lè connect ẹ̀mí wa pẹ̀lú Mars without traveling through the shuttle. Àwọn òyìnbó mọ̀, they know very well that this is possible from the Yoruba people. We have what it takes, and I'm talking about Ifa. Ifa can connect you to what is going on from those galaxia that is behind us, but they are not ready to accept. But one thing is, we will be free from the bondage of the Western world, whether they like it or not. Shout out to those of you that are watching us. Shout out to those that are listening. Like I said, I know I have connected my Twitter space, but we are not bringing anybody in. I just want to have my conversation until I am thinking or hoping that we might bring you in. It's been a while I've been on Twitter. Some might say that maybe because Tinubu is the president, the Yoruba people have gone quiet. You must be crazy. Let's even pray for Tinubu to have a better health. because Tinubu is stuck somewhere around the world, I believe in Paris, wherever he is. And I'm sure his life as it is right now is praying for good health. They might not tell you that, but that is not the reason why I'm here. I'm not the campaign manager for Tinubu. From day one, since we started the movement, I have said it, we don't care about the election. The election is not going to give you the result. All these obedients are crying all over the place. Tinubu, they are backstabbing each other. They are fighting on Twitter. A lot of Yoruba people are not on Twitter. I laugh every time when I come across there. I saw Aisha Yusuf in America with some Nigerians. Hey, Biden, Nigeria election is fraud. Nigeria election has been fraudulent since 1959, when the British rigged it for the Northerners. So when people like Aisha Yusuf, probably she got a paid ticket. I hope some of you will buy my ticket. I want to come to America. Who's going to sponsor me? So that me too, I'll come and be shouting Yoruba Nation. It's a privilege. And that's what a lot of us that have been a little bit out there might enjoy. So Aisha Yusuf, enjoy America and then go back to Nigeria. You are part of the struggle, but Nigeria is not going to work. 80 children were kidnapped from Zamfara State tonight. Well, today. And as I speak to you right now, most Nigerians are probably going to bed in their mosquito. It's going to bite them. 80 children. There is no helicopter to go and look for them. Nigeria has all the fighter jets, but they will send it to the southeast to kill the people, innocent people that are fighting and asking for their right. The Olori Buruku Yoruba people that should not understand that this country is going into ditch are still fighting for Tinubu. They are fighting for Atiku. They are fighting for Peter Obi. But let me say this. Those that you are fighting for are currently aware that Nigeria is gone. So when people that are in America go out with their banner and say, Nigeria election, I even heard that a beautiful woman wrote letter to Biden. Very good. Keep the letter going, and I hope Biden will return that letter. We love Biden so much, and I've been wondering whether Biden one day will interfere with the current situation of what is going on in Nigeria. Maybe not, maybe yet, I don't know. But one thing I know is, as a journalist, Biden will be with us sometime next week in Northern Ireland. The Irish people fought. It was violent. They called them all different kind of names. But today, the Irish people are now saved from the bondage of the British that put them all together. Is that not good? Some might say it's not good. But one thing is, if you do not fight for what you believe in, will likely be magba. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ dáadáa. Whether she's live, because I can't see a logo yet, but I'm sure she will join anytime when she is available. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Mo kí dáadáa. Mo kí bàbá tó bí mi, k'Ọlọ́run bá mi fi ọ̀run kẹ́ bàbá mi, because my dad died a very long time ago. But the privilege is, he was a man of his words. Ijebu-Ode people do not start a project and then say, oh, we are tired, we are not going to do it anymore. No. Go and ask history. The Ijebu dealt with the British people. So my dealing with the British with my media to make sure that your brain has been fried inside that puff. Your brain will be exposed. Things that you will not know, things you will not see before. Some of you come and put your rubbish comment. I read it, and I'm sure you know what I deal with you. Any weary that doesn't understand that the West are the one part of those holding us back. I'm going to start with the first video tonight. Shout out once again to a sister. Some say Koiki use his platform for different kind of things. But one thing I use my platform mostly for, at least, if it's not 80%, we'll probably say 75% Yoruba Nation. So if people now say, Koiki, 10 pounds, take there. Koiki, 20 pounds, take there. I think it's worth it now. I be alive, my people. But one thing I want you to know is donation is always free. It is not compulsory. So when you say Koiki take, don't come back after you say that we are not on the same page because you have followed that Yawiri. Yeah, I call her Yawiri. And if you want to respond to me, you can put it in the comment. I know you're sitting down there and your heart is beating. Yeah. It means she be. I don't give her privilege to call her names. To call her name out. But those that I know understand the person I'm talking to. I am just waiting for the day she will mention my name in any of her broadcasts. That day, I will come back out for her fully. I was watching my beautiful sister, Lady K, was hammering on her. I was on that program, but I thought if I put a comment there, Lady K will be distracted and, as usual, she will not probably, focus. But she was focused, and I appreciate those of you. Sharon, don't want comment. Baba won, Elekpon Jijo ni Baba won. So when you see people that come and comment and say, Baba Kintoye is this, I can't call that name out, IGBOHO is this, knows that their parents, were lost in Nigeria for a very long time. So they didn't see anybody like IGBOHO before that came out and say, no, they didn't see Baba Kintoye before. Just like Iyawa, Mommy Obasanjo, the other beautiful, that Mommy, I just finished watching her program. I do take my time and listen to programs as well. And she said something that I want to also buttress. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ Yoruba Nation. People have been talking about Yoruba Nation, probably not in the format. And not back in the days, it used to be VHS. You put it in there, you watch Indian movie, you'll be jumping. When you finish watching character movie, you're going to be practicing it outside. Nobody's actually using VHS today. So if people like Comrade Victor Taiwo is still thinking that he's the only one that, just like, Yahweh say, Comrade Victor Taiwo also always put that impression out to people. You can start the project. It is all about who is going to complete it. But when you started, nobody heard about it. It was probably within you and those in Bia Palo, or maybe some few people. Because I never know about Comrade Victor Taiwo. So if you say you've been doing it for 20 years, we love you, we appreciate you. But so for those of us that started it 3 years ago, we have done something marvelous. But we couldn't have done it without Baba Kintoye that came out boldly out of their Afenifere and say, ṣe jẹ́ ká fi restructure sílẹ̀. Leave restructure alone. Let us come out fully. But those our father as well, we can't blame them. I had the privilege to meet, Pa Ayo Adebanjo a couple of times. He's a very good man. He has done his own best. He's still doing his best. And he actually endorsed Peter Obi. But I'm sure he did say in one of his videos that if Peter Obi doesn't win, there will be no more Nigeria. So I've been expecting him to release a statement and just endorse Yoruba Nation. I told him, Baba, let me record you. Just say Yoruba Nation and then let me put it out there. Say, no, don't do that. But now that Nigeria has failed them in their fraudulent election, I hope Ayo Adebanjo. Oh, I now realize that there's two Afenifere, they are fighting each other. Another elder statement like that, Fashion Oti. Oh, okay. They say Papa Fashion Oti cannot. I listened to my brother, Egbomida, that Dele Farotimi, and kudos to this brother. Sometimes we might say he's not there and there, but we love him. At least they're still countering the federal government back to back, like Showore is doing. But one thing is, Fashion Oti is an elder statement, very, very old. These people are old. Sometimes they don't even know sometimes they can poo-poo in their body, they don't know. It's old age. There's nothing wrong in that. But one thing is, Fashion Oti says, hey, no. We didn't endorse Peter Obi. We don't endorse Tinubu. So we now have two Afenifere fighting each other. We hope Eledumare goes in them and bring the peace into the Yoruba land. But one thing is, that makes us unique and different among them is we are not still interested in Nigeria. Whether Tinubu is the president, Shetima is the vice president, we don't give a toss. Whether Peter Obi is going to be the president or that is going to be the president, we don't give a oof. Whether Atiku wants to be the president and Okowa. I saw one youth copper boarding school or hostel where they put you copper. in Okowa State, and the girl was begging Okowa, please, come and fix it. All these Olori Buruku 419 bastard politician that we should pour acid on you, and that way you will die quickly. But to get to that stage, it's just a matter of time. So, our own job, once again, those of you on Twitter, you're just going to listen. It's going to be a mixture, Yoruba, English. Sherry Ishetawa from the media is to continue to bring things that will get you upset. And one day, some say, Koiki, you can, don't be violent, Oloshi people. The British were violent on your father. Oh, not your father, your forefathers. The British were brutal on them. They raped a lot of our mothers. Some of them, they throw them in the sea. Weary people. Say, don't be violent because it's 2023. The world has changed. The world is not changing. The world is wicked, okay? We are living in a wicked world. So if we are not going to be violent, then we are looking for diplomacy, and we might be sitting there for a very long time. I've told you this platform doesn't endorse violence, but I believe violence will be part of it. Because today that Joe Biden can travel next week to Ireland, if they didn't put violence to it, today they might not be free from this madness that British put. Oh, I was saying it's 300 and something language. Somebody said, no, Koiki, you must be wrong. It's about 500 language that they want us to have unity. We're a people. There will never be unity. We love our brother. So just to buttress that aspect. So anytime I say, at the Yoruba nation struggled 30 years ago, 20, but you have not given us that Yoruba nation as well. So you might as well just make sure that you line with the leaders and work with them. Because if you're truly fighting for it for 20 years, and Baba Akintoye IGBOHO is there now, and you don't want to work with them, that means that's the reason why you kept it too long, for 20 years. Okay? So Teban sọ pé a ti ń ṣe Yoruba nation for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 15 years, 10 years. This is the time to align with Baba Akintoye, okay? So that Kale happy Easter, I'm agbawo Easter lálẹ́ yìí. Mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí. Gbogbo in the morning, I think my throat is getting dry, and that means it needs a bit of water. I am not in a rush. If you're in Nigeria and you have not watched me in the last 5 days, you must have enough data. Oh, you've been burning data watching. I hope it's the right people you're watching. Not sure Polibe. She doesn't have any content to discuss about some nonsensical things that she sit down there. No matter what I programming, Abi, because when Baba Ekiti was calling me tonight, and you know I told you some of this phone plays out, sometimes he does what he wants to do. I was wondering why he was calling, but I say, as usual, he has something to gist me. Gist lover. Baba Ekiti Kushe, come on, look up. I watch you as well, and I was watching a bit of Yedara on Friday. She was doing her own thing as well. Yoruba Wuyi, and the rest, and the Yoruba World Media. So, when Baba Ekiti could not get hold of me, he actually sent this to me, and I laughed. And the message I just returned back to him, I said, mad people all over the place. When I finished listening to Tabagbo audio, for those that, like I said on our Twitter, it is a mixed program tonight. So, but we are not bringing anybody in. You can just listen. Or, there's a lot of things out there. There's people doing porn movie as well. There's people doing education. I'm not sure whether my brother Simon, I just spotted my beautiful mother, and I have to say, welcome to the program. Anytime I notice her, it is my duty to welcome her into the program, because if my mother have said, Koiki, mommy, I love you so much, stop this. It's either we are fight or we agree. But she has actually been a backbone for me. And I don't boast. Teba sasimi koniwole. Egbon dada. Teba, if you go to anywhere and do any juju, any prayer, any nonsense, not for me. I told you, I have a backup. I sleep since 3 years. I've never dreamt about it. And if I am doing anything against the fall of the movement, or I am doing some kind of, this Olori Buruku politician doing all their night, then whatever you send to me will attack me. You can try, But from your try, it will continue to stop 10,000 miles before it gets to me. Because I breathe, I eat inside what I'm doing in the last 3 years. So that's why I don't care. When people say they take our name just like Iyafunke Bello, I can call her name out because she actually told me before so many times that I don't know where they took our name to, but what at least mine was clear. And I'm sure some of you have done the same thing. Sorry about picture the only thing is you don't know my mother's name, you don't know my father's name. I remember somebody, I'm going to play that audio. Somebody even said that a shop I had in 2000 and probably 2007, I can't remember now. I mean, this is a business I set up in London. I repair computers. I'm a computer repairer. I can repair, I can install Windows, but I don't have the time now. And I read an article. It was IGBOHO, my brother, my uncle, my big Egbon that sent it to me. He said, and I looked at the name of the street and I'm saying to myself, whoever wrote that article must be drinking palm wine, because that shop has been there, which I own, renting about 2007. I can't remember now precisely where. No, not 2007. It would probably be 2010, 14. I can't remember anyway. But 7 years or 8 years before Yoruba Nation, you can see that they are mad people. Some of you wants to come to London, so you are angry with me that I operate from London. You depend on the same Simon Ekpa, they operate from Finland. Come to Nigeria, your father. If you say make I come to Nigeria, say your father. But why are you pushing people to go and do whatever they want? Don't do it then. Am I the one going to suffer? I am not going to want to suffer now. I am outside Nigeria. I don't need to come to Nigeria. Look, for 14 years, I did not come to Nigeria. So if I don't come to Nigeria in another 30 years, what does it concern me? I can drink Gari Jebu anytime, any day. But it is about you that is on the ground that have not been able to get visa to UK and America. If you get it, japa. But if you don't get it, stay there and let us fight it. But my job is from the media perspective to make sure that we will continue to push. My wife and my mom used to say, talk less about violence, but they don't disagree with me on the violent issue. This platform is not for violence. I've never told anybody to go and kill anybody. But one thing with this video we're going to start with, but before that video, let's clear the air, because if you have listened to this kind of audio tonight, just know that Cherry, release audio by. I don't have your time. I'm not, they have the time. I don't have the time to, but I just want to clear the air. We have not asked anybody to go anywhere. So if anybody has released audio as Olori Buruku as they are and say Koi Kitine, because some of you cannot read simple English. I understand. I should have translated to Yoruba. They are on my posts. They are on my Facebook page. They are like crap. Kilo to post. So that call it copy, I call it in a group. But the problem is, this person does not understand English. I am actually referring to your mother, Iyawiri, Tony Kelomawashe, Etirisha. Imagine telling them to go and register for a job not in Nigeria, in Yoruba Nation that they've got already since November. Mad people all over the place. And then we're just going to move swiftly away from that as well.
Information kan ló jáde sí o, wọ́n ní Koiki olórí burúkú ọmọ àlìyẹn, wọ́n ní ó fẹ́ ṣe kiri kan ní Lagos lọ́la o, ní Èkó, ní Ṣẹ́rí, lọ́dà bí Ṣẹ́rí òsínà àti Ṣẹ́rí ọlọ́fun. Ó sọ fún káwọn Yorùbá máa forúkọ sílẹ̀ pé iṣẹ́ tó ní káwọn Yorùbá lè ṣe pé kọ́ wọn máa rẹ́gísítà. Ṣẹ̀dá nǹkan àwọn olórí burúkú Koiki yẹn ti jáde Koiki yẹn pé wọ́n ti jà fún òrìlú ọ̀nà Yorùbá lè jà lọ́sì tó ń tẹ̀lé o. Ọmọ iṣẹ́ ti ló gbórí wọn àti Mr. Akintoye, gbogbo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ̀ wọn. Ẹgbẹ́ tó bá lè sí Lagos ní Èkó kò sọ fún ọ̀gá máa lọ rẹ́gísítà kankan o. Koiki wọn ní kankan wọn ní tẹ́pìlẹ̀tì kankan lọ́nà pa o, ọ̀nà mọ̀dàrú náà tó ń wá owó wọn ṣe fún àwọn lọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà fọ̀ pa o. Ìpẹ̀lú tẹ̀ ń pariwo kí sì tẹ̀ ń pariwo lọ́ọ̀fù. Àwọn tẹ̀ ní pé kán máa lọ́ọ̀fù nìyẹn o, bí wọ́n pẹ́ ọ̀nà mọ̀dàrú. lọ́wọ́ wá káàkiri gbogbo ìgbà ayé wọn lẹ́yìn pọ̀ lọ́rùn lẹ́kùn máa tó ní tiwọn. tó ẹni tó bá lè yàn sí Èkó ó lè sọ fún ọmọ lọ rẹ́gísítà kankan lọ́dọ̀ Koiki owó lọ́dà Koiki platform ní ìṣẹ́yìn oṣù àbíṣẹ́ lọ́sùn náà pé òun tó sọ̀rọ̀ dẹ̀ mo ní kí mú àṣìlélé káwọn èèyàn tẹ̀lé sí wọn pé àwọn èèyàn yìí bẹ̀ wọ́n sọ fún wọn àwọn ará bí wọn fẹ́ gbọ́ ìjọ̀pọ̀ lọ́rùn lẹ́kùn máa fi àjọ wọn ẹni tó bá wáṣẹ́ ẹ lọ sí www.ibutiọ̀dọ̀.com iṣẹ́ tó ní kálukú bá fẹ́ ṣe tẹ́ lọ sílẹ̀ sí àwọn èèyàn ti kí nǹkan rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìgbàmúlátà táwọn ìjọba adelé wa bá ti wọlé òfin ọ̀dọ́ bíi mélòó kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gba àwọn ìṣiṣẹ́ o iṣẹ́ fi wọ́n lẹ́ o káwọn ìjọba dé àwọn ìjọba adelé wa tó dé iṣẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú òṣùwọ̀n gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe àwọn ìṣẹ́ ti gba ọdún kọ́kàdà bá fi tẹ́lẹ̀ sáfìkéètì lọ́wọ́ àtẹ̀lé tó ní sáfìkéètì àtẹ̀lé tó ní sí ọwọ́ gbogbo ìlú ti wà gbogbo onípọ̀lọpọ̀ tó kẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ pọ́npọ́n sọ gbogbo tó kẹ́ kọmíṣọ́ tí mo lè fi wá sí orí ìgbàlódé ìjọba ti ilé ọ̀ṣun adára fún àwọn ìlú yàtọ̀ ọ̀ṣọ́ yàtọ̀ ìyẹn lẹ́rọ yà wà bá lẹ́rọ yàn sáré àtẹ̀lé kó bá tún wá tó bá jẹ́ àgbàṣẹ́ṣe ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ www.agbaṣẹ́ṣe.com yorùbá.com ẹ lọ síbẹ̀ náà tó bá jẹ́ àgbàṣẹ́ṣe kọ̀ǹtàtọ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tó bá lè ṣe náà bóyá supply nìyẹn bóyá kọ̀ǹtàtọ̀ nìyẹn wà á bá gbogbo oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó bá lè ṣe wà á bá bẹ́ẹ̀ kó fi ilẹ̀ dá síbẹ̀ náà tó kó jẹ́ mo ti lọ
somebody is just saying that the person lives in Dubai or whatever the person is. First and foremost, let me mo mọ̀ pé ènìyàn kò gbọ́ yìnbó, and I'm going to show you my back screen. You know, when I say my back end, that means it's just unfortunate that this is part of what this Olori Buruku, àwọn òyìnbó yìí, this is what they've done in our lives by deceiving us with English. And today, even the English, a lot of our people still struggling to speak it. So this that I'm going to show you from the back side, let's expand it a little bit. I told you they are sitting on my page every day, just as they sit on Simon Effa's page every day. First and foremost, I was asking, people didn't even get this. I said, Lai Mohammed and Dukba Onitiri, choose one. Which one of them is a big liar? Maybe tonight, some of you can also help me with the comment section. Mo kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, but ma kọ́kọ́ kí àwọn obìnrin wa, because you, our mothers, are the one that is say, Koiki má bá ṣe lọ kò sí ewu. Àwọn aṣáàdúrà fẹ́ lójoojúmọ́, mo kí àmì Sarah òye lọ́wọ́. Tí n bá kíyàn kankan, máa kí àwọn agbẹnilékè ṣáàlì, máa kí àwọn Esther. But the rest of you, I see you there, Miss Good. Ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin ẹ má bínú. Ẹ̀yin tèmi lórí MixLR, mo rí yín, mo jẹ́rìí Comrade Plan B. Bí ọkàn sí pẹ̀lú mi, á wà pẹ̀lú mi lálẹ́ ìṣáàlì. Thank you so much. Now, between Lai Mohammed and Mrs. Dukba Onitiri, which one is the big liar? I put all these things out all the time, different things, and I can bring them out. And by doing that tonight, I also say in another post, how many youths got a job from Onitiri job website, another 419, that's telling the youths, and youth are there. Òmìnira 2022 is no longer there. I've told you that so many times. She has actually took down the website. That website stopped working ever since she took the 5 million petition. But she's also encouraging people to go and register for jobs. So I don't know how this person is mixing me with their mother. Register. I mean, she's telling people to go and register for a job. And I'm asking, which job? Is it in the Yoruba country or Nigeria? Who is going to give them job? Is it public or private or individual or businesses? But criminals like we know some Yorubas, not all Yorubas, they are criminals. So they are also looking for where to hit anybody. So what I posted was, how many youth, Yoruba pronunciation, job website, register another 419. Mo pity fake website. What is the name of the website itself? This is what I posted, that has become somebody releasing audio that whatever. It seems that person is drinking pine. Once again, Mokibu Olulufe Otumba Adekunle and the rest of you. But when the Makida that said, come out distract. And those of you on the Twitter space, like I said, it's just for conversation. If you think you want to sit down with me throughout, fine. I might bring you in later, but I can't guarantee yet. But you can also just listen because it's an educative and educational platform that wants to destroy. No. I won't use destroy. Destroy, the country don't destroy us, make you destroy them as well with our media. So that is what I actually posted. How many youth got a job from Onitiri job website? Another 419. My grandma will always say multiply it by 2. So they are telling people that they will get a job. And maybe that's the reason why, and the country is full of deceptive people, 419, criminals. A country that doesn't have a job in the first place. So what do you expect when somebody say, I'm going to have a job for you? Everybody is now happy that there will be a job. So people are running there. I don't know. But one thing I know is you cannot get a job when there's no country. So it's all lies. Okay? Criminals. Once again, let's put it clearly out there. Mrs. Duponitiri asking people to go and register for a job. Let us ask her one more time. Which country or which side of Nigeria is the job coming from? How do you get a job? I've told you so many times, to get a job is not in the hands of the government. The government, at the appropriate time when we have our own country, will set up the enabling environment. So you can even hear the person say, we don't have a plan. Well, most of you, in the next 2 months, Emma Soko, then most of mad people all over the place. So let's leave that with the people and come back to the reality, because I know that was just a bit of distraction there, but it's just worth playing the audio just to say, mad people all over the place. And I'm sure they're sitting here now. They're just waiting. Protest No. It's just a part of the program that we do every day. Oh, Ekolowa. Oh, okay. Yeah. The Lebanese, the Shagori, the criminals are the ones that are taking Lagos from you. And they're just waiting for Tinubu to get there so that they can finish the Atlantic, and all Lagosians will go and live in Ibadan or somewhere like 3 hours away from their business in Kodumota. That's if you still have the shop. If you have not sold it and you are now saying the Igbo wants to take your shop. Mad people all over the place. Let's come back to reality of the program tonight. Now that we've cleared the air on that, again, we appreciate somebody like our uncle, father to son, brother to me. I love him so much, and we will continue to respect people like that. Let's get that first video in. It's our usual. Happy Good Friday, and welcome once again.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we would be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension. If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction, and there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
And those are the first set of video for tonight. But we have another one that I'm just getting ready. The West knows as much as who we are. One more enitaje. Gbogbo pé America, UK, Britain, no, same thing. Britain, Canada, France. I was watching this guy, the North Korea president, Kim Jong-un, or whatever his name is there. I'm sure you know the person I'm talking about. I was watching how he traveled, from North Korea to some other countries within the ones that he can go. He loves going on the train. Unlike Latin Malolori train, the North Korea, let me get his full name now. I shouldn't be talking like, all these people. Let me get his name properly so that even if I don't pronounce it very well, North Korea. So, North Korea President Kim Jong-un. I was kind of watching how his motorcade, how president move around. So, and myself and my wife were discussing, and I say, the reason why they will never agree with America is because they've seen America as a system or a country that has done a lot of bad things as well. Everybody knows that, but we all still believe that it's America that we are going to talk to, to come and help us break away Nigeria so that we can all be free. And it's your right to believe that nonsense for those of us that wants to believe in it. Now, we're not going to play that video yet. I just want to get that video ready for us. Once again, my name is OLAMILEKAN. A lot of you don't know me. I take my time. Just as the little I have. When people send me something, I look at it. Look, because if video sends me within 10 seconds, I can know if I want to continue with that video or just put it in the trash. Pew! But one of my brother sent me this video that I'm about to show us now. And after listening to it, I'm like, we are, especially when it's a small organization like myself, we are managing, with my team. Some people don't know the media that you see out there that they are doing very well. Adenuga, your criminal Yoruba guy that owns Globe, is paying CNN for advert. Do you know how much that is costing? And the same guy is not going to sponsor Yoruba Nation movement because he believes in Nigeria, because I'm told that he must have leaked Babangida Nyash for Babangida to give him that contract. He's not feeling well himself. Adenuga can hardly stand for 10, 20 minutes. I watched him once before when they were giving him a decoration from France. You can see Dele Momodu there, yay. But Adenuga, God, call on Funle Lafia. Okpabel, just as we saw the one Afeni Ferry, the one that owns the one that donated Afe Babalola that imagine Yoruba man go and donate to King's College 10 million pounds sterling when his own village people need help. They're always doing that. It's part of it, like a commitment. Ṣẹ́rí audio kan náà tí bàbá wèrè kan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ bàbá Akíntóyè in this, I think they were in the studio and they wanted to counter what he was saying, but the idiotic, stupid, I know one of my mother, Koiki, please, Mama, an idiot. I love you so much. Please, Kerry, I take corrections when people correct me. But there are some words that means nothing. I don't live in Nigeria. I might not use the F word to repay, just to be civilized. There's nothing wrong in those words. If I call people stupid, idiots, rubbish bastard. Koiki, I love you. I love everybody as well. But to tell me not to put idiot when I put out my post, I'm sorry, Gone. I don't think that's going to happen. Because sometimes when I'm typing, sometimes I'm typing with anger. And I'm not joking. And I post sometimes and my mom will come back and say, look, correct English here. So please don't say Koiki, don't put idiot. There are so many idiot people there that their brains are. Oh, she idiot ni ìyá yẹn sọ fún wọn pé wọ́n ti gba country. Ó dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé kó lọ register wọn máa ríṣẹ́. I mean, is that not, are those not idiot people? These are idiots. How can somebody come to you and say that at the country, but I mean, I am a journalist. I might not listen to all our garbage anymore in the full slang. You know when she came a year ago now, when she started, we thought, she was bringing something into the broadcast, into the, into the movement. So we all throw our weight around her. Now we realize that she's another 419, another scammer. Mad people all over the place, unwilling. Then you're right. If not, I mean, at the ground to one day, poverty yati bati nije, what if feel going, what if sino go, what if depa, what if source emotion. But what about those of you outside? I want me by you. Tiba funi kolori, any weary. Mad people all over the place. Now I realize that we have really crazy idiots, Yoruba people outside that that's why my mom always say that London, and it's the same thing like that in different part of the world. Or what? No, we want to open fake account. They are right there watching. Koiki face up. Most of them media. How can she come and give you this papu that she has given it? I listened to the broadcast she did with Ijile. I don't have a problem with Ijile, but the relationship will just be as it is. I know Emma fẹ́ mú ìyá yẹn, ẹ̀yin ẹ má gbogbo program yẹn. Táwọn èèyàn bá ti ń béèrè ìbéèrè, ẹ lọ máa wo bó ṣe máa respond. You will know that she's a liar. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tẹ́lẹ̀ àmọ̀, but now that we go back and start reviewing things real, because when they throw a question to her, she's always have this way to manipulate. She doesn't give you a concrete answer. Èyí tó ṣe pẹ̀lú Jílẹ̀ lánàá, ṣé Jílẹ̀ ṣáná lọ ṣe yàn bí jẹta? Towards the end, ẹ kàn fast forward there, má jókòó gbogbo garbage tó ń sọ. Kẹ wá fast forward there. Ẹ rí pé kò sí content. So ẹ̀yin tó ń sọ pé wọ́n ti gbàlú. Ibi tí mo fẹ́ lò kọ́ ní ẹ̀lálẹ̀, but wọ́n ọdún, I mean, tábàtà ìwọ̀n tó wà lé ìyá ti jẹ yín, I understand. Ẹ̀yin náà kàn wá bí tẹ́sí pé ìyá ti jẹ yín, ó ti mú yín gbẹ. But it's just that those outside, I now realize that àtàwọn ọkùnrin, àtàwọn obìnrin, àti ìyá arúgbó, àti bàbá arúgbó, mad people all over the place. But for those of us that still believe in the movement, I want you now to listen to this video I'm about to play now. When we say that we are looking for America, we are looking for all this country to come and save us. There's nothing wrong in that. I hope they will save us from the bondage of these 419 Fulani government that we find ourselves. I hope so. I hope they will. And if they don't, then that means we have a big task ahead. And those of you that are listening to me right there on the Twitter space. Like I said, tonight is just more of me talking. And it's a mixture of a conversation. So, as I say, it's good that we can get America, especially America. I think America is the most powerful. Really? Okay. Maybe not anymore, but at least they're still out there. They have the warship, they have everything. But I don't think America is going to come and break Nigeria for us. But at the appropriate time, America will get involved and will probably say, nah, 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 nah. This problem, let's get. I don't know what the British are going to do, but I want us to prepare our mind. Like I said, thank you so much to my brother that sent me this video. I'm going to mute my mic so that there won't be any interference. It's about 5 minutes. And for those of you that probably don't know, this was the US committee that was actually questioning these. They are called the, in America, different, military, whatever they do outside. But these ones that I'm about to play now was part of the US, they're called something, but you get it along the line. It's a new, they do a lot of, how they want to get more money for America, military and all that. Some of you must have seen it. I've already cut it and put it on my YouTube, but I'm just waiting for tonight when I was going to come back out so that my explanation and that, because some of you just watch video and you just go. But when we analyze it properly, then you will understand where we're coming from. It's good that we can say that we want this country to come and back our breakaway from Nigeria. I don't know how visible that is going to be. But after this video, you will then start asking more questions. Hey, let's watch the video. My mic is going to be mute. Like I said, it's about 5 minutes. So by 12 a.m., we will probably be back again. Let's watch the video. Oh, okay. I need to get the audio out for our listeners on the Instagram. I can see you all. A very good evening to everyone that have joined around the world. My name is Olayo. I'm sure you know my name, innit? I'm Uche. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, Biafra. Thank you so much. When everybody is tired, that is when my own energy just starts. On this Yoruba nation, I will educate you to the extent that we will be preparing our mind for that push. It's all about the push. You don't need a lot of people. Push. So if anybody is waiting for the US, maybe we want to listen to this committee asking I don't know what, I can't find the name now. And I've gone to my history. It would be nice to get their name. Okay, let me get the name out. The lead US military. They are based around the world. I can see why they now wants to put, Africa Command. There's something Africa, US Military Africa Command. Yeah. They are called the US Military Africa Command. Let me first show you. Let's see if we can give you the back view. How many people love those of you on the Twitter space, you might not see my image, but if you want to see, just go on koikimedia on YouTube and everywhere, you'll be able to see it there. Let me show you how many people love my mask, this beautiful image behind me. You could tell that I've been really, really doing Pluto, all this space. It's nice. There's a lot happening around the world. And this is why they don't want us they still want us to be talking about Fulani cows when we are already talking about scientific research with Neptune, places that have, some of them are 9 years from this. Take only 9 years. I'm talking about the satellite. I've been watching a lot. I'm going to share that with you. I'm not in a rush tonight. I know I've been away for a few days. I could catch up those days. This is koikimedia Live. And like I always say to you, make sure you have your pen and paper. So, what I'm about to show you now, before I play the video, so that we can get a background of how we move it sorry. 1 minute. They are all over the world. They are the ones that work for the American government, to do, okay, yeah, that's it, I got it now. So, according to this website, This is called the United States Africa Command. So whatever video you're going to listen to after this explanation of this website that belongs to the US government, this is the guy that they were actually not interrogation. The US African Command, the US Africa Command testimony to the Senate about the Armed Services and Committee. His name is called US Marine Corps General Michael Langley. He's actually the commander. US Africa Command delivered the 2023 US Africa Command posture statement before the Senate Armed Service Committee on March 16, which was actually last month, so less than few weeks ago. Our entire team at the US AFRICOM, that's what they are called, in case you want to check them out, because I know we have intellectual people, especially the Yorubas and the Biafras. So I want to check them out. This video, I'm sure some of you have come across it as well on my timeline, because I do post a lot on the Twitter. And thanks so much to our followers on Twitter. So our entire team, I'm reading from their website now. Our entire team at the US AFRICOM is laser focused on the implementing our whole of government approach with our partners from the Department of State, the US Agency for International Development, the Intelligence Committee, and other US government organizations. Langley said, we campaign with our allies and partners to advance mutual interest. I want you to take note of some of those words. Mutual is all about their own mutual interest, okay? And to promote stability and prosperity on the African continent. I want you to take note of that word, stability and prosperity on the African continent. By the time you watch that video, you will ask yourself whether they are actually promoting stability and prosperity in Africa. He also went further. Outlining the command strategy of working with allies. When they say allies, that could be Nigerian government, the Zimbabwe government, the South African government. They have different allies. Mukindada, Yala Labarika, Yawa First Bank. Thank you so much. Excuse me. A lot of water is needed from this program tonight. Mukibu, very good evening. So, America, I pray America will come and help us. Maybe after you finish watching these, your views will change on America. I don't know. Let's continue. Thank you to those of you on the Instagram. Outlining the command strategy of working with allies and partners to advance mutual interest across the region. Langley told the members of the SASA, which is a committee, that achieving national goals will only be accomplished through a synchronized whole of the government strategy. It went further. Terrorism. When I talk about terrorism, let me remind you that part of my program tonight also had 80 children. I'm sure you've heard about that news, right? Okay. 80 children, as we speak tonight, are no longer with their parents. They've been kidnapped by terrorists. So this is what the AFRICOM is fighting for as well, against terrorism. So whether they're able to fight it properly, having the Nigerian government in place, or maybe we should break up the country to smaller units so that it can be easy for us to defend and protect our people from being kidnapped. And if they want to kidnap themselves in the north, we can then take our military, maybe with the joint force of the Biafra military, and we can go there and kill all these terrorists so that they don't even get into any other unit around us. Because the longer that we remain in Nigeria, terrorism is a big business for some. But part of the AFRICOM is to also terrorism, poverty. 130 million of us in Nigeria today are living in abject poverty. Some of you don't even have 300 naira. Some of you will never be rich, but you will kill each other to be rich. You do drugs, you will tell diaspora you want to build house for them. You will eventually send juju to them and kill them off. The diaspora that are mumu will go home for Christmas, you get killed because of your passport, they will remove your face. Everybody knows all these things, whether they are, Yoruba, whether it doesn't matter whichever tribes, even the Hausa, criminals, there's all the money circulating in Nigeria today is blood money. Okay, somebody is doing skit, within 3 months, he has buy a house of 80 million. And you ask that, is it this kid that you are doing and eventually they die in their young age, and some of us will cry, but we don't know the kind of voodoo that they've done, all kind of criminality. I'm sure that is not the way they do and have money in America and the rest of the globe, like, anywhere you are living. Terrorism, poverty, food insecurity, climate change, mass migration, shattered African lives, and sow the seed of violent extremists. And the Russian exploitation. I want you to take note of that as well. So America believes that Russia is actually trying to exploit us just like the Chinese. He's now saying that solution to this, this big English, we started again tonight. Maybe we'll try and go and look for all this dictionary meaning. We love to do that on Koikimedia. It's been a while. What is the meaning of, I want it to also pronounce it for us, because the way I pronounce it might not be the right way.
Colossal.
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 Hey, when they say something is
colossal.
Nigeria is already
colossal.
Nigeria is
colossal.
Extremely large or great. I'm sure some of you, great, okay. Where is it great? No. It can never be great. But it is extremely large to be maintained. A bulk, extend power, effect approaching or suggesting this stupendous or incredible. So that's the meaning of
colossal.
So now let's leave that and come back to this article. So the colossal problems must be a shared burden. This is the belief of America, under their African. Problems must be shared burden, and African nations need to be at the helms of a concerted international effort to produce sustainable results, sustainable outcome. I don't want to bore you too much. Okay, it's not too much. Let's quickly read it to the end. So the remaining next slide or the next part is during the 2-hour hearing. But in every interview, some of us will not listen to everything, but there are some areas that do not, and that is the 5 minutes I want you to listen to after this, what I'm reading out from the website. During the 2-hour hearing, I'm not going to play you the 2 hours, but the 5 minutes, you will understand whatever was said in 2 hours. Langley answered questions from committee members on topics ranging from the Chinese activities in Africa. The Chinese are destroying our resources. They are stealing it, with our kings knowing that, with our Yoruba politicians, and that's why they don't want Nigeria to break, and it will continue like that until we stop it. Resourcing requirement to the command assessment to the extent of Russian destabilized activities. They also talk about the Russia is destabilizing part of Africa. In a statement provided to the committee, Langley highlighted that the Kremlin, when they say Kremlin, that is Russia, okay? In case some of you don't know. When they say Kremlin, that is Putin, tramples African interest by leveraging Wanga. Wanga are like machineries, UK has their own, America has their own, every country has machineries. If they want to do their dirty jobs, they're not going to use their real intelligence, they will use what they call machineries. But they will not talk about their own. Definitely they will talk about the Russian one, which is the Wanga. They're currently fighting in Ukraine, as we speak right now. So he actually talked about it. In a statement provided to the committee, Langley highlighted that the Kremlin tramples African interests by leveraging Wanga, a US designated transnational criminal organization, to aggravate weak governance and feed instability. This grammar too much. Okay. Russia Wanga machinery turned chaos into cash, he said. Also testifying during the hearing was another U.S. Army General Michael Kurala, Commander U.S. Central Command. Now that you've understood these command, I know some of you probably will never have seen it before. Maybe some of you have got out, know them before. But now, the actual video that I want us to listen to. At least I've given you the background of these AFCON or whatever they call. Once again, if you're joining for the first time, respect the page. This is not a page like all these your other, Arole that, that one that does skits. Not our own Arole 1010. This page is to open your mind, and then also the right to self-determination of the Yoruba people. The Yoruba nation struggle. No, it's still ongoing. We have not got a country yet, but we are also going to get our country if everybody continue to listen. You cannot be listening to Yawiri and they say, oh, you want to understand what is Yoruba nation. You focus. I think that country is a movement. Scotland is still trying to get their own. Well, don't compare with Scotland. It's okay. It's stages. And that stages is what we're still doing. So let's now listen to the video.
General Langley, I have constituents that have been scattered across Africa on train and equip missions. So just ballpark, in the last decade, how many Africans has the United States military trained and equipped?
Congressman, I don't have that figure. I can get that figure for you.
Ballpark, just, how many?
Congressman, it would be a wild guess right now.
Seems like something we should know, right?
Over the years, we have trained a substantial number, especially in the Gulf of Guinea states, including
like more than 10,000.
It is more than 10,000.
More than 50,000.
I'd say we're reaching around 50,000
okay.
at least.
And what percentage of the people we've trained end up participating in insurrections or coups against their own government?
Very small number, Congressman. Very small number.
So what percentage do you think?
I'd say probably less than 1%.
But it does happen.
The IMEC program is in force, and we've pushed a significant number through our schools across the.
Yeah, and what data sets do you track to arrive at the conclusion that less than 1% of the roughly 50,000 that we've trained have participated in coups? Because it'd be like about 500, about 1% of 50,000.
Congressman, you may have that information. I don't at this time, but I know.
Well, I know there are some, right? Like go ahead and throw up that image. This is Colonel Mamade Doumbouya, and this is a photo of him. Did we train and equip him in Guinea?
By name, I cannot identify that.
Well, that guy in the middle with the big red hat, Colonel Mamade Doumbouya, that's him with a bunch of U.S. service members outside of our embassy. And just months after this photo was taken in 2021, he led a coup in Guinea and threw out the leader. Does that concern you?
Congressman, core values is what we start off with in IMA programs.
Do we share core values with Colonel Doumbouya?
Core values. I will repeat that. Core values. Respect for humanity.
Do we share those values with Colonel Doumbouya?
Absolutely. In our curriculum.
He led a coup?
We do.
Okay, well, that's a very telling answer. In Burkina Faso, did we share core values with the leader that we trained there who led a coup?
It's in our curriculum. We
Leading
stress
coups
core
are in our
values,
curriculum?
request civilian-led governance.
Wait, hold on. Is leading coups in our curriculum?
Absolutely not.
So
civilian-led.
My question is, do we share core values with the coup leader in Burkina Faso who we trained?
Holistically, we teach core values with a respect for civilian governance, apolitical, and that's what sticks across a very high percentage in the 99 percentile.
Right? But not everybody. And I wonder how many people it takes to plan a coup. I mean, initially you didn't know how many we trained and equipped. Then you said it was 1%. You had no basis for that 1% number because there's no data set you track. Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record another U.S. trained soldier stages a coup in West Africa by The Intercept.
Without objection, so ordered.
And I further seek unanimous consent to enter into the record U.S. forces trained the Guinean colonel behind the recent coup in West African country, and this is regard to Guinea.
Without objection, so ordered.
So I guess the question is, why should U.S. taxpayers be paying to train people who then lead coups in Africa?
Congressman, our curriculum harvests core values and also to be able to embolden these countries for a representative democracy.
But General, that democracy isn't what emerges. The problem is, I know you may have great confidence in what you're teaching, but when two governments have been overthrown, I guess, how many governments have to be overthrown by people we train before you sort of get the message that our core values might not be sticking with everyone? Is it 5 countries? 10?
We'll continue with our persistence in assuring
but do you think it's
that
working?
they harbor democratic norms, democratic values.
Just a moment ago,
you
said we shared core values with Colonel Doumbouya. You said that just moments ago in response to my question, and his core value seems to be leading a coup. So I don't think it's stuck. I think we should at least know how many countries we train the coup plotters in. How many is too many? Because clearly 2 is not too many, and I think we could use our resources far more effectively than doing this.
Wow. How many is too many? Core value. That is a criminal that the American trained. That picture right on top of me there. The American government was using taxpayers' money to train them, and a few days or weeks after, he overthrew the government in Guinea. This was in 2021. The video you just listened to was on March 16. This is still happening in 2023, and you waiting for America to come and rescue us. Is that not no be juju be that? Ṣé kò ń ṣe juju nìyẹn? That in 2023, America was able to use taxpayers' money to train. Maybe we should listen to that part again towards the end. I'm going to fast forward it again. All right, I got to make it as a loop. Loop means that it plays.
General Langley, I have constituents that have been.
No. Don't worry. Let's just fast forward to how many is too many. So, ẹ̀yin Yoruba tí à ń sọ fún pé Yoruba nation is not going to come without a force. Let's listen again.
And I think we could use our resources far more effectively.
Let's fast forward it a little bit. Let's listen again.
Your core values with Colonel Doumbouya.
So, America is teaching our people core value. Hey, core value. Core value. These videos that I just played now, these all happened on the 16th of March last month. Kò tí pé a month. And you can see why I say this platform is completely different from others. Kò ṣe pé mo fi ń boast. It's because if we don't do what is needed, Yoruba nation will come through, but there will be blood spill. And if we're not ready for the blood to spill, then we will wait for another miracle to come from this. Or maybe I should give you a strong energy. Let me give you the strong energy. What you're watching right there, I took that today, and that's the sun. So we need the sun kind of energy to push out of Nigeria. If we are still getting America training, how many are they training in Nigeria that eventually wants to keep us together until America say we should go? Let's listen again.
Doumbouya. You said that just moments ago.
Well, he hasn't denied it. He said it. They share the core value. Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Wealthy Gay, Morimbe. I always say, I can't return your comments because Facebook has actually locked me till 16th. So I still have about 12 days or thereabout. No. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I still have 8 days before the 16th. So I read all your comments, but the problem is I cannot reply on it. So, and I know most of you that are with me tonight. Yabo so much, so their core value. They train them, they equip them, and then they overthrow the government. That is what the America, it becomes so. That is the conversation going on between these senators with the American African leader. Core value in 2023. And we are going there, like others are going there as well, to say democracy is not working in Nigeria, but the same democracy that is not working, they are the one also doing core value.
That's my question. And his core value seems to be leading a coup.
Is the core value leading a coup? How many coups have the core value led in Nigeria in the past? You know that this is the one that we just know because this senator was bold to ask the question. This is why we say to any Americana, you have this American passport. I beg, British might not be able to come out and speak like this. Help us ask which other country is Nigeria also part of the core value that they would help us to overthrow the government? But it is those of you in America that can do this. This is why Baba Akintoye says every hands on deck until that woman came and interfered and destroyed. I don't know. Look, anybody would have told this man, this senator, I'm sure he's probably maybe under 40, but he was able to ask the question. Omo Yoruba nation mélòó tó wà l'America can also help us to get them to ask questions. Just raising my sight here. And this is the way forward if we don't want a war in Nigeria. Let us keep the prayer. Imagine if they say core value and they help us overthrow some in doing all these Buhari when you overthrown Babangida. We don't know. And it's the same people that we are going to talk to them and say we want a Yoruba nation, Biafra nation. We go and talk to them. So do you think that diplomacy is going to solve this problem on the table between us and the federal government when America is sharing core values? Oh my God. So when we are now talking like this and all this stupid idiot that doesn't understand no jack shit, they don't understand anything. Especially those Nigerians that are, they say, okay, is it because you're in London? Yes. My mom saw the vision and ran away in 1991. I've told you that so many times. So if your parent did not see the vision, is that my problem? I have my life to live. So when I go out in the snow, I should not take my picture. And I can say that picture is from Ijebu. Is that why you are angry? Is that my problem? Yeah, parent, am I your parent? Your parent if your parents had saw the first side that Nigeria was going to be crashing, they would have left the country and probably pull you out as well. I still ask my mom, anyway, because I have to go through immigration now. My younger sister didn't have to go through immigration. Even it took my younger sister to understand what is immigration because she had a passport. And that's why, if you have that kind of family as well, where one of the children have British passport, the other one doesn't have British passport, and that one is not working, it becomes a conflict, in the house sometimes because the other one doesn't understand anything. But my mom said Nigeria was good there. So why is she going to come and give back to us here? I would have, look, in 1978, I would have been automatically a British citizen until Margaret Thatcher stopped that in 1983 or 82, somewhere around there. So when you now see me there, so because I'm doing Yoruba Nation now, I should not have a life, mad people all over the place. So if I Yoruba Nation, Danny, the life me. So because I'm doing Yoruba Nation now, so if I think do you know, go and see people that are doing travel blog. I watch a guy. He's been to 191 countries. Even the most deadliest country he has traveled to it. 3.58 million followers. I wanted to do something like that in 2015 when I first came to Nigeria. Travel around the whole country and start documenting that. Maybe from then I would then move to Europe, move to other countries. So because I'm now stuck talking about Yoruba Nation, I must not do anything. Mad people all over the place. Hey, Koiki, when are you coming to Nigeria? What is in Nigeria for me to come and take now? I'm not the one suffering. I am 6,000 miles away from Nigeria. You are the one suffering. And you wait for America to come and help you with their core value. Let's listen one more time. Is what listening. I'm going to get my phone line open, but before then, we're going to talk about the 80 children that was kidnapped in that Olori Buruku country. And I mean, 80, imagine 80 children got missing in this country tonight. The whole country is not sleeping. Go to Nigeria now. Some people are in club now. They're shaking bomb, rubbing their with the bomb. 80 children taken away from their parents. Even if they are not our own children, are they not human beings? Olushi people, mad people all over the place. 80 children have been taken away, and nobody has no feelings. No, and I'm 6,000 miles away. 80 children. We're not talking about one. 80. And the government does not mobilize every resources in the Nigerian armed force to make sure they can. Because it's all planned work. That part of it is what you're watching right now. Core values. And so I must not have a life after Yoruba nation. So because I'm talking about Yoruba, people must be free. So do you know how many people are taking their children now for different holidays? Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ fi fún wa ní nǹkan lálẹ́ ẹ bá mi fi account details síta ẹ̀dá gbowó ọdún mad people over the place. The guy had every one of them that I've watched, those travel bloggers, they always say, please support the channel because it is part of your money that you support us with that we can go and bring you the content. The guy has been to, I'll show you the video, even if it's just a snip of it, even if they have to remove it. Different people are doing different things on the social media with their YouTube account. I am using mine, want to liberate you, idiot. You think Peter Obi can come and fix Nigeria? Peter Obi still fix his own family life before he wants to come and fix Nigeria. Say Peter Obi fix his family. And those of you that also paying into our Barclays account, maybe for now, do not do so. It's not worth it for now. In case you have that, a new detail will be given out to you. Thank you so much once again for everyone. Because in case you are seeing a new account, you're like, what's going on? It's just for now. So that is the account that you pay into. Core value. Okay, Yabo. Happy Easter. Free John. It's a missing. I'm ready for me free John or doing. I can't check the WhatsApp. Mama, pay best. So if I send the woman, I'm not going to send it. People in Nigeria give me money. I know he's just telling me to go and check. He has put something there. I know. Thank you so much. And like Tesco say, every little helps. I told you that we will use this media to first liberate your mind, because that your mind that you think is America that's going to come out. That's why when I talk like somebody that is violent. I'm not violent. But America is training somebody and they eventually overthrow the government. And you see that is that not violent? Is that not what we call violent? Let's listen one more time.
I have constituents that have been scattered across Africa on train.
He has constituents that are scattered. Give us Yoruba nation, give Biafra nation, let everybody go their separate ways. And they are training criminals to overthrow the government.
Equip missions. So just ballpark in the last decade.
In the last decade, when I say something in the last decade, that is 10 years. Maybe we should take it back to 20 years. Maybe they've also helped core value in Nigeria and then also overthrown the government in Nigeria. Who knows? We are here, shouting that, we still get all the time we have military coup. But who are those behind the military coup? Were they using MK Abiola to fund the coup indirectly from America? Who knows? Because we know that it's evidence-based that MK Abiola, God bless his soul, he was also part of those that funded the coup. So when people say, you are working for Tinubu, who is working for Tinubu? Peter Obi, all criminals that have destroyed your life. We are trying to save your lives. Your lives where 80 children are missing and the country is still standing. Imagine if this country, 80 students, 80 children, not even adults, 80 children, they are under 15 years old, sleeping somewhere in the forest. Oh my God. And you say you have a country, and America is talking about share value, core value, income value. Mad people all over the place. Most of people in the media.
How many Africans has the United States military trained and equipped?
How many have they trained and equipped? The guy talk about, at least they agreed to about 50,000. So they've trained about 50,000. And out of that 50,000, let's say 1%, out of about 500. And how many people do, all the coup in Nigeria, how many people plan the coup? Stupid people all over the place. You're right, just reason. And if people are looking at Nigeria as a country, we can unite. How can you unite people that doesn't speak the same language? Just like my sister, Dr. Ugu, said, Britain planned Nnamdi Kanu sitting there. And you can see Katrina Lang. She has done her best. From this month now, we have a new High Commissioner. Alan Conde, thank you so much. And we are here talking about breakup and some idiot early to come and talk about, let's keep Nigeria together. So that America can continue to do their core values on our head. And then a lot of you will never get American visa. It's not a bad cause or bad prayer. We're going there now. Even it's gone up from $160 to $185 core value. After this, I'm going to quickly take us to the 80 children that have been kidnapped. We talk about that. We open the phone line in a short while.
I'll have that figure for you.
Ballpark.
You will never have the figure. People that are doing something will never have the figure. Because it was not expecting this kind of question to come up in this Q&A or whatever committee they were doing. Moki Yawa Akinfisoye Yetunde. Moki Yawa Lalubarika. Whether your comment or not, and those of you on our Twitter space, like I said, it's just an interaction. Listening mode. My name is OLAMILEKAN. Maybe you don't know me before. I don't hate Hausa people. I don't hate Igbo people. I don't hate any tribe. But living together under this fraudulent constitution and one country is a bloody waste of time. Okay, our Folashade, Nigeria must be taken down now. Oh, okay, it is 6,000 kilometers. Thank you so much, Just Reason, for correcting me. Lagos to London is 6,000 kilometers. My mom saw the future that Nigeria was not for us. So she left, worked very hard in this country without no criminal record. Most of you are criminals, doesn't want Nigeria to break, especially those of you that live here in UK and talking about one Nigeria. One Nigeria kill you. One Nigeria affect you. You will go home one day, you will not come back. It's not a cause. We know that. People have done that before. God bless the soul of our sister that went home last year. Even if it was not a terrorist attack or Boko Haram attack, but she was killed right inside Ibadan. Just in Ibadan, toll gate or whatever, and I believe they say one of her children was in the vehicle or something. She never came back to London. She just went to bury her mother. One Nigeria kill every one of you. Thank you so much for the love. Koikimedia. We will get the phone line open definitely in just about 38 minutes.
Just how many?
Congressman, it would be a while.
Congressman, I don't know. It'll be a while.
It'll be a wild guess. Right?
Seems like something we should know, right?
Over the years, we have trained a substantial number, especially in the Gulf of Guinea states, including
like more than 10,000.
It is more than 10,000.
More than 50,000.
I'd say we're reaching around 50,000
okay.
at least.
And what percentage of the people we've trained end up participating in insurrections or coups against their own government?
Very small number, Congressman. Very small number.
So what percentage do you think?
I'd say probably less than 1%.
But it does happen.
The IMET program is in force, and we've pushed a number a significant number through our schools across the
and what data sets do you track to arrive at the conclusion that less than 1% of the roughly 50,000 that we've trained have participated in coups? Because it'd be like about 500, about 1% of 50,000.
Congressman, you may have that information. I don't at this time, but I know.
Well, I know there are some, right? Like in, go ahead and throw up that image. This is Colonel Mamade Doumbouya, and this is a photo of him. Did we train and equip him? In Guinea?
By name, I cannot identify that.
Well, that guy in the middle with the big red hat, Colonel Mamade Doumbouya, that's him with a bunch of U.S. service members outside of our embassy. And just months after this photo was taken in 2021, he led a coup in Guinea and threw out the leader. Does that concern you?
Congressman, core values is what we start off with in IMA programs.
Do we share core values with Colonel Doumbouya?
Core values. I will repeat that. Core values. Respect for humanity.
Do we share those values?
That is what America is sharing to us. Core value. Core value. The Yoruba nation struggle is not yet over. It is a continuity. As we wait for further, engage. Hey, well, any plan? No, any plan? Yeah, I don't need template. I don't need template. I want to template. But you know that we have destroyed the federal government of Nigeria with the media. They've never expected it. That's why Nnamdi Kanu was boiling that Yoruba people now get media now. Imagine if I started talking in 2017 when Nnamdi Kanu was hitting us hard. But we were not serious. We wanted to go and contest in 2019 for the fraudulent election. But some people came out there, and people like George Akiola. Let's get out of this shit Olori Buruku messed up country that have destroyed us. And this was video that came out to back it in 2017.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
That was in 2017. But the only difference is, were there enough Yoruba people to carve into that what they were saying? And the moment after 2 years of that video, Baba Akintoye came out and told us about Yoruba Nation, we looked into it, we started talking, bam, 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 things that we don't know before. People were sharing with us, we were sharing articles, we were sharing ideas, and eventually the media woke the minds of people up. And some say that is not it. We haven't done anything. We have actually challenged the Yoruba politicians. We actually challenged the federal government using the power of the media, even though we couldn't get access to the big one in that contraption because they were locking it from not giving us access, to the FM and those, that would have destroyed Nigeria a long time ago. For 3 years, the percentage of the Yoruba people that went out to vote dropped because some already knew and understood that Nigeria is just a failure. 40 years old. You are still living in face me, I face you. When people around the world are doing marvelous things, scientists, researchers, driving Okada, doing POS. And, some of you still think that Nigeria is going to be fixable under this criminality of what the US is also doing in Africa.
Colonel
Absolutely. In our curriculum.
He led a coup.
We do.
Okay,
just like my beautiful auntie says, Mukiye Bomi Akimadio, it keeps going on and on about core values. It is unspeakable. If this video doesn't get you angry, then I don't know what more could get you angry. We are Yoruba people. We are intelligent. And I know that our intelligence will destroy that schisto system. But we must prepare our mind for whatever kò sí tó ń bọ̀ lókè tílé ọgbà. I mean, we are hearing it from this. They haven't denied it. Look, I went to Google it. The moment they were saying maybe this man, it's on BBC. I will show you by the time we go to the back end. Like I said, in just under 32 minutes, we will have the phone line open. The time right now in UK, London, where I am. Oh, you are not happy I'm in London. No, is that my own problem? I laugh sometimes when I read some of these stupid comments. I just say, jealousy, you know the London. Hobby. You see that my picture that I normally post on social media, I say, Look, my mom was doing business in Lagos. She was a secretary, Mobiloy. I told you the history. I've talked about it before. But these were women that were traveling with. As at 1991, the dollar was not 40 naira before most of it down. So some of you that left Nigeria after 1991, or probably somebody like me that left in 98, it's even too long. But it takes a while before your mom works out there and then raise the money. But before then, my two sisters already joined her. I joined her just as quickly as possible as well. So if you think that because I'm now doing Yoruba Nation, I had a life I was living before Yoruba Nation. I was running my own private life, which I have actually abandoned to be talking about Yoruba Nation. So when I upload picture and you're angry, you comment on it, you're wasting your time and your energy. I am not the cause of the problem of Nigeria. Oh yeah, shut up. What's it called Yoruba Nation? Okay. If you think about it, and then so what? Ibi tí èèyàn bá ti ń ṣe ènìyàn ti ń jẹ àkáyébáyé nìyẹn, but èmi ò kí ń ṣe àjẹpá bí tẹ̀yin. We're criminals. Money that is meant for big projects was never executed. At least we did what we have to do. We raised money here, we gave the money to people. All of them barawo bansani. Ṣe níbi bàbá tó báyà yẹn ṣe. Ẹ̀gbọ́n wa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Koiki. Criminals. As they were collecting from me, they would collect from other media. They were duping every one of us. And we say right now, we don't give anybody any more money. When the right time comes, you will all force yourself on the street. You shut down I want to use the F word. I took it back again. Doesn't mean anything, but I have children watching and they're sitting down there. Mad people all over the place. I am not your problem. Go and hold MK Abiola is one of your problems. Go and hold Obasanjo is one of your problems. Go and hold Tinubu, but they judge. Tatulowo and Bear. Go and hold every one of them. They're your problem. But Baba Akintoye is not your problem. He came to want to solve the problem that some of them didn't want to solve. Let's come out from this video. I've already posted it before, but let me just finish the remaining 2 minutes. Core value. What core value? This Colonel overthrown a government. After a few days, he went to, only God knows what the kind of information and what resources that they wanted to get from that gaining, and they had to overthrow the government. Moyembe Waris Jinabi. Thank you so much, Just Raise. Mokiya Yami Olajire Koka. Mokiya Antini not Jire. I haven't seen on the program for a while.
That's a very telling answer. In Burkina Faso, did we share core values with the leader?
They also share core value in Burkina Faso. And you expect Africa to settle down. How is Africa going to settle down with this nonsense of this core value? We are putting core value. 12:32. You're watching a live broadcast, and this is koikimedia. Today is now the 8th day of April 2023, Saturday.
We trained there who led a coup.
It's in our curriculum. We
Leading
stress
coups
core
are in our
values.
curriculum?
We request civilian-led governance.
Wait, hold on. Is leading coups in our curriculum?
Absolutely not.
So
civilian-led.
My question is, do we share core values with the coup leader in Burkina Faso, who we trained?
Holistically, we teach core values with a respect for civilian governance, apolitical, and that's what sticks across a very high percentage in the 99 percentile.
Right? But not everybody. And I wonder how many people it takes to to plan a coup. I mean, initially you didn't know how many we trained and equipped. Then you said it was 1%. You had no basis for that 1% number because there's no data set you track. Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record. Another U.S. trained soldier stages a coup in West Africa by The Intercept.
Without objection, so ordered.
And I further seek unanimous consent to enter into the record. U.S. forces trained the Guinean colonel behind the recent coup in West African country, and this is regard to Guinea.
Without objection, so ordered.
So I guess the question is, why should U.S. taxpayers be paying to train people who then lead coups in Africa?
Congressman, our curriculum harvests core values and also to be able to embolden these countries for a representative democracy.
But General, that democracy isn't what emerges. The problem is, I know you may have great confidence in what you're teaching, but when two governments have been overthrown, I guess how many governments have to be overthrown by people we train before you sort of get the message that our core values might not be sticking with everyone? Is it 5 countries? 10?
We'll continue with our persistence in assuring
but do you think it's
that they harbor democratic norms, democratic values.
Just a moment ago, you said we shared core values with Colonel Doumbouya. You said that just moments ago in response to my question, and his core value seems to be leading a coup. So I don't think it's stuck. I think we should at least know how many countries we train the coup plotters in. How many is too many? Because clearly 2 is not too many, and I think we could use our resources far more effectively than doing this.
Thank you so much to that, Senator. I will try and get his name. Interesting days ahead as well. There's a lot happening. There's another video we're going to play quickly. It's not a lot. And then we go straight to the 80 children that were, there's nothing like adopted. They were kidnapped. Okay. So let me get that video quickly. Once again, this is koikimedia live. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí níbikíbi tí Elédùmarè bá ti ní kẹ́ ti máa gbọ́ mi dẹ̀ tí ń wò mí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa. Àwọn kan ní wọn náà nífẹ̀ẹ́ Kóìkì wọ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ Kóìkì mọ́. It does not matter. As long as my wives, my children, my mother, they love me. That is more than enough. But I'm sure there are more people that love us and also always waiting for us so that we can bring. I want us to listen to this, and I hope America will do that for us at the appropriate time and support us, just as they are supporting Ukraine when the appropriate time comes. And this beautiful sister of ours, she's one of the spokes, whatever, as we all know, in America government. I actually was listening to me on TV when I'm in my studio, especially when I'm sitting down. I play a lot of things, just to get myself out. And I was listening to her, and I thought, let me record it. It's just 31 seconds.
Policy for NATO, any decision on membership. The Ukrainian people have what they need to fight for their freedom.
What they need is guns, bullets, bomb. She doesn't want to be saying. Thank you so much, Candy May 121. You actually gave us the name of that congressman. Congressman. Okay, let's get the picture out. Thank you so much for the congressman that actually revealed, these core value that we hear all the time. Core value. That's in right there, I guess. Yeah, that's in there. Wow. Let's go and let me first make sure it's the face. Yeah, that's it. I think it's a Republican. That's why I was dealing with them. She Republican. Oh, no audio. No audio. Okay. Mr. Oladapo, there's audio. Mokinyi, Mr. Gani, and thank you so much to all our listeners on the Mixlr and likewise on the Twitter space. Like I said, it's more of a listening as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, sometimes I mute the audio, so you might just want to refresh quickly. So this is the congressman that actually, this man was born in 1982. Oh my God. So I'm older than this guy. Hey, which kind of life we can come for this country called Nigeria? What? So this congressman that spoke to the U.S. general was born on the 7th of May. We are not same star, but we are just almost, but same month. Wow. Thank you so much, Egbomi Benson. Yeah, I can tell he's a Republican. That's why he's firing them very well. Wow. He was born on the 1982. Yamati Jawante in Nigeria. You see, when we have Yoruba nation, young people, not the one that woman is talking about, all these our YouTube that she's lying to you. We will have young people in the Congress, in our senator, not the criminal senator like Yayi and all these bastards. Wow. So Matthew Leos Gizet was born on May. So when he's an American lawyer? Why my own people, they say, how many people are born in 1982? Oh, as this Laleyo, Egbomi, as this Shakiru Muriembe, Mr. Ganilo Ide. Moki went on Instagram with me. I can cite you as you're coming in as well. I love every one of you. This platform is not Gist Lover, it's not Linda KG. I go to Linda KG, I don't do Gist Lover, but and this is not Dele Mahmoud, okay? He's 41 years old. Wow. Yeah? How many people are born in 1982 watching me from Nigeria right now? There might be no. Yes. Okay, so 1982, then I will know you are born in 19. How many people are born in 1982 that is watching me right now? Moki Yawa, Lalu Barika, Yawa, Mary Loyede. Moki Buba, beautiful sister as well. How many people are born in 1982? There might be no people to die right there, but I can assure you, we will pick the news of the 80 children in just about a few minutes. How many people are born in 1982 watching me right now? This is who you're meant to be. If you're born in 1982, and if Nigeria was truly working, we should not have Tinubu contesting as a president, okay? Idiot. Oh, they'll say, hey, but Joe Biden is contesting. Idiot. Mokiyawa Bisima Konjola, Ekabomomi. Idowu Michael, I want to remember me, Dalori, I want to defend me, Lori, Facebook. You put any rubbish comment, that will fight you back. Wow, interesting. All right. Thank you so much, Matt Geist. I hope I pronounced the name very well. Those in Nigeria born in 1982, your life is been like Gugura Nepa. Let's quickly. We list. So this woman is saying that we will give Ukraine gun and everything, but she didn't say gun, but we know that is what she always say when she's presenting. And imagine this one, she speaks now, and then you still want Joe Biden to come and talk. Just like when Igboho asked me to come and speak to you, then I will say Igboho Romishe, but right now it is koikimedia. But when I say Igboho Romishe, let's listen one more time, then we move swiftly.
Policy for NATO. Any decision on membership is between NATO allies and countries aspiring to join NATO. And right now we're focused on supporting Ukraine's efforts. We're focusing on making sure.
I hope you will focus and support Yoruba and Biafra at the appropriate time when there is blast close. You give us enough weapons to fight and defend ourselves.
That the Ukrainian people have what they need to fight for their freedom. And so you've seen us do that.
So they are giving Ukraine what they need to fight for their freedom. You heard that properly. Let me rewind that and mute myself.
So you've seen us do that. You've seen us announce security assistance for Ukraine this past year. We have been leading in that effort. We have been also really holding.
I think I missed that. Let me.
We have been leading in that effort. We have been also.
Sorry, forget to do something.
And so you've seen us do that. You've seen us announce security assistance for Ukraine this past year. We have been leading in that effort. We have been also really.
Let me take it back.
Policy for NATO. Any decision on membership is between NATO allies and countries aspiring to join NATO. And right now we're focused on supporting Ukraine's efforts, and we're focusing on making sure that the Ukrainian people have what they need to fight for their freedom.
Did you hear what she said? Fight for their freedom. If we don't fight for our freedom, we're going nowhere. We're all just joking and just, deceiving ourselves. We must fight for our freedom. That's what I would just want us to hear there. You heard her very well. She said it clearly. Fight for their freedom. So the Ukraine are fighting for their freedom. We don't fight any on our own here. So, but one thing is, we must fight for our freedom from the contraction called Nigeria. So let's quickly give it the next. This one I'm going to play is in the language. Hey, this guy doesn't care whether you understand what he's saying. For those that are listening to me on the MixLR and the Twitter space, I'm going to be actually read out the interpretation, which is what we want. Yoruba people, when we have our country, we don't need English. We speak our own Yoruba language. Yoruba language. So, Tabati so Yoruba, come and translate it. This person is a Chinese FM spokesman, Wanga Wabing. It is not. Let me first read what he's going to say in English, so that by the time you will not understand. But that is the language. What he's actually saying is that it is the U.S., United States of America, not China, that throws weapons on the battlefield. Did you hear that? The United States is not in the position to tell China what to do. We will never tolerate the United States pointing the finger or even forcing and putting pressure on our relationship with Russia. This is actually what he's saying. Okay, this white press secretary was born in 1974. I was not even talking about that. So, okay, ṣé orúkọ bèbí ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn sọ pé Jene Baptist Eshegoni Yawa Iyabo. She was actually giving me the name of the press secretary. Those are good jobs, She's getting a lot of money, but we appreciate her job with the United States. I don't know what part of Africa she's from, but she's doing very well. So let me read again what this man is going to be saying in China. It's good to listen to their language, even if we don't understand it, or maybe some people that can understand is with me. But this is why we are saying we want Yoruba nation. Idiot. Yoruba nation. Love Jane, thank you so much. Once again, into Chinese FM spokesman Wang Wabin. It is the United States, not China, that throws weapons on the battlefield. The United States is not in the position to tell China what to do. America could let Ola to so was ní ipò Thomas Sonti China máa. The United Nations, the America, the UK, France should not tell us what we're going to do, but it's because we don't have the right weapon to fight the federal government, but there are still other ways that you can fight. I've told you the way to fight and defeat the government like that is guerrilla warfare. You can't fight the government in the battlefield. They'll kill every one of us in no time. But with guerrilla warfare, you hit them here, you run away, you come back, you hit them. That's what IRA was doing, but people say, I don't talk like that, we don't want violence. But the other lady was saying, fight for their freedom. So I don't know which side we want. We will never tolerate the US pointing finger. I want like America or even forcing and putting pressure on our relationship with Russia. America will let Russia. This is what he's going to say, okay? In case you are lost.
向战场源源不断提供武器的是美方，而不是就是谁在攻或递刀鼓动对抗，国际社会
now, I am going to pause the chan-chan-chan because we don't understand chan-chan-chan. Thank you so much. I'm told you will not get my sound sometime. You want muted me so that because there's going to be a lot of echo. If I have my sound on, my mic on, oh, there's no sound in it. Oh, sorry. Oh.
源源不断提供武器的是美方，而不是中方。美方没有资格对中方发号施令。我们也从不接受美国对中国关系指手画脚，甚至胁迫施压。中方在乌克兰问题上的方针归结为一句话，就是劝和促谈。
究竟是谁在呼吁对话争取和平，又是谁在拱火递刀鼓动对抗？国际社会有目共睹。我们敦促美方切实反思自身所作所为，多为缓和局势、劝和促谈做些实事，停止甩锅推责、散播虚假信息。中方将继续坚定站在对话一边，站在和平一边，为推动局势缓和降温发挥建设性作用。
So now I'm going to mute this because we don't understand what this is talking about. But I'm now going to, from the translation at the bottom, it's gone more in-depth than the summary I read earlier. So I'm going to go with it. Now it says, it is the US, it is the United States, not China, that throws weapons on the battlefield. The US is not in the position to tell China what to do. We will never tolerate the US pointing the finger or even forcing and putting pressure on our relationship. As for the issue of the Ukraine, China's position comes down to supporting peace talks. The international community is all aware of who is calling for dialogue and striving for peace, and who is flaming the flames and escalating confrontation. We urge the American side to think seriously about the role it has played and do something to really help de-escalate the situation and advance peace talks, and as well as stop deflating the blame and spreading disinformation. China will continue to stand firmly on the side of peace and dialogue, and play a constructive role in mitigating the situation. So that is what he was actually saying. So thank you so much. And now let's quickly, because we have about 10 minutes. So these children were kidnapped yesterday from Zamfara State. Very, very sad situation. Akiya Lalubarika, only birthday Iyawa Sholako Bodoku. She's 50 years old today. Interesting. Happy birthday to a beautiful warrior in the Yoruba nation struggle from koikimedia. At least 80 children have been, there's nothing like adopted. They were kidnapped by the terrorists in Tasfa local government area of Zamfara State. The children who are between the ages of 12 and 17 were all kidnapped on Friday morning, according to the BBC Hausa. Some parents of the adopted children who spoke to the British media outlet said the victims were in the bush fetching firewood at about 8 a.m. when the assailant rounded them up and marched them away into the forest. So they did not even use any vehicle. Wow. Terrorists ramp up the activities in the troubles in Zamfara despite the several government intervention to tackle the criminal activity. Hundreds of school children have been kidnapped and some later released upon payment of ransom. The adopters are yet to reach the parent to make any demands of the demand as of the time the BBC reported the kidnap. The question then is, do we have a government? Where is this government? I'm told that the spokesperson for the America, that lady, she's from Haiti. Thank you so much. And these and so many other happened in Nigeria. There was another kidnap of somebody else as well. But all these I've posted it on my timeline, but I'm not concerned and worried about these children. 80 children. The American US ambassador have not talked, or their deputy. The UKI deputy have not said anything. The Chinese, the Japanese, all these ambassadors in Nigeria, I'm sure, have read the news, but it is not new to them anymore. So it is entirely up to us, those that wants to free ourselves, to understand that you might think it's Zamfara today. It might happen in somewhere in Yoruba land, just as it has happened and it is still happening. But a lot of people say it does not concern me. Tinubu is going to come and fix the problem. Well, like I said, until your own children or your own family children or somebody you know get kidnapped, you will understand. Nigeria is not going to work. The best option and the best solution, the final solution, is for everybody to go their separate ways. We pray for all these children. I know prayer is not the only solution. I wish we can do something. If we have got our own country with full military, we go in there, we rescue them, we kill all these terrorists, and then we will stop it happening. But since we're not yet a country, the federal government is still, Nigeria is still a sovereign nation, okay? Those of you that probably say Atiba country, no. Nigeria is a sovereign nation and it's still a sovereign nation. This is where all the security should be headed to. But they are right there going all over the places, picking innocent Nigerians and all such and all such. But Kolo Eledumare, Kokowayomi, Okweru, Nigeria. Nigeria is not going to work. If anybody is having it at the back of their mind that Nigeria is going to work, you're wasting your time. So just to recap, before we open the phone line, we've done exactly 2 hours, 15 minutes. We hope we can be just under 3 hours as usual, or probably a little bit more. But thank you so much to everyone and those ghosts that are watching me as well. I know you're there, whether for good or bad, I don't care. But one thing is, the world is changing. I said I was going to show you some few things I was doing on my YouTube that I watch as well. Bear with me. Let me bring that up in just about a few minutes. Once again, Yoruba nation, there's nobody that can stop it. If anybody is thinking they can stop it, you're wasting your hell time. You cannot stop what Eledumare has done already for us. So let me quickly take you through to our YouTube, just so that you have an idea some of what I was doing while I was away. Most of the time I spent hours. I watched Medicaid. Like I said, I was watching this guy as well. But I spent most of my time educating myself with the hub space, the telescope. I was fascinating. The asteroid will be coming back in 2046. We hope it's not going to be a big one. If we're all still alive, those of us, delay, it can have a big impact. Some of us probably don't know, but it's good that you are knowing now on koikimedia. They're called asteroid. But there's a lot of satellite that they have put up there to also divert them. There's a lot of things that they are doing. I do watch a lot of things, but I want to share this particular one. Okay, there was another one like this mystery guy that I found some. His name is called Andrew Dawson. He was talking a lot on TikTok. Canada, giants up there, blah blah blah. There's a lot of different things happening around the world, but the one that I also love so much, Pluto. It took about 9 years before these machines get to Pluto. Very beautiful. There's a lot happening. Somebody sent me this as well. The military says describe agitation for interim government as illegal and unconstitutional. I don't have to play that. It's all their rubbish talk. So these are part of what I was doing, while I was away. Like I said, but I spent most of my time there. I was also watching the longest horizontal well, which is expected is what we should be thinking of. This is the reason why they don't want Nigeria to break. And some of these things that happen as well. So let me just play this one.
This is the Al Shaheen field, 70 kilometers off the coast of Qatar. The field recently celebrated its 1 billionth barrel. It's already responsible.
They're celebrating their 1 billion barrel while we are there, in a country full of so much crude oil. But go to the Niger Delta, the southeast where all these crude oils are, you will cry how they destroy the environment. Poverty is still there, and that was what Ken Sarua was fighting for until that Olori Group Abacha eventually killed him.
Third of the country's oil output. This is an outstanding achievement, considering that when the field was discovered back in the 1970s, Most experts thought it.
Imagine they discovered this in 1970. We discovered our own, but it has been the increment of the devil. It has never been helpful for anybody. It has, the crude oil has never been useful for anybody. Only just the elite have enjoyed it so much.
There's just too many problems to be commercially viable.
In every problem, they look to resolve it. In every problem, in every solution. So Yoruba Nation is still an ongoing project. Every problem around it will find solution bit by bit, and will eventually dissolve away from Nigeria.
It's thin reservoir layers, tight rocks.
So that's part of what I was watching. Let's also play another one that, just a bit of what I was watching while I was away. The deepest hole on the earth was sealed off. This was in Russia.
The universe is a vast and endless pool of secrets. Scientists have been trying their best to unravel these mysteries using their knowledge of modern technology.
While we are there selling puff and akara all over Yoruba land, they are talking about, technology, research, and all this. This is what I was watching for the last few days that I've been off air.
From the farthest ends of outer space, the very core of the Earth, scientists have made their way to places our ancestors couldn't imagine.
And remember that our now but at the end of the day, when we have not developed it, we have not done research on it, it's there while the world is not waiting for anybody.
Every one of us has wondered what lies in the deepest parts of our planet. How low can we actually go? This is a challenge taken up by experts in the last 5 decades.
And 5 decades is about 50 years ago.
Trying to drill a hole that goes deeper than any other. The goal is to eventually reach the Earth's mantle that constitutes.
How much can we also dig from Yoruba land in a beautiful area and then start thinking of what is right underneath there? And we can do a lot of research and sample test and also share that with scientists across the globe.
40%, probably more, of the planet. The Earth has a radius of around 4,000 miles, and the mantle is almost 1,800 miles thick. Believe it or not, the mantle is the major engine powering the constant evolution of our planet. It contains the geological record of most of Earth's history. Scientists first attempted to reach the mantle in 1958 with...
Did you hear that? In 1958, that's when they first attempt to use, what is underneath there. And that's about 2 years before independence of Nigeria. If they have left us as a kingdom, how they find us, maybe we will be competing with them by now. But right now, we're still fighting for no gari, no epa, no agbado, fighting for old Tinubu who wants to be president and, all this nonsense that everybody's fighting each other on Twitter. When Oyibo people that destroyed us are moving further and they cannot give us visa to get there. And when some of us are able to escape, we become big boys, send Mercedes home and your family kill you eventually and so many nonsense because everybody thinks that, if we are living as a kingdom of our own, nobody will be trying to kill each other because the only people that kill each other are those that are involved in drugs and all this criminality. And when we have a Yoruba nation, you will spend a lot of time in the prison.
Project Mole Hole. This project, American engineers drilled through the floor of the Pacific Ocean of Guadalupe, Mexico. But the project had to be abandoned as Congress cut off funding in 1960.
The same Congress that asked question, in 1966, the Congress have been drilling hole, where our own in 1966, the war that eventually will lead to what killed millions of Biafrans today, which we call the Biafra War. It's just about almost going to start. Just as they were drilling, the Nigerian government and the Biafra went to war. That was fully funded, supported by America, by UK, and so many other countries. And also countries are also, we talked about it in our last broadcast, countries that also supported Biafra. I have it here, which was on the 31st of March. Israel supported, France supported because they thought they could get crude oil as well in return. Russia backed the Nigerian government then because they were the ones selling the planes then. I don't think Russia is going to back any one of them again should a war break loose in Biafra land because whether the Yoruba people are ready or not, the Biafra will fight their way out of that shithole country. And I don't see Russia backing Nigeria because of the situation currently with Ukraine. We know that China, we know that Israel and France also back, the Biafra war, but France was doing that for their own selfish interest. So this was in 1966, and imagine, crude oil properly, all the money that they keep stealing and stealing and stealing, they could have been able, to say today that no Nigerians should travel out of Nigeria because we have what it takes to feed everybody. But greediness and criminality of the West that doesn't want it to develop, the first thing was partition everybody, give us English language, destroy the Igbo language, destroy Yoruba language, destroy Hausa language, and force everybody come and so English, and everybody speak grammar, and the country keep going into depreciation. We open the phone line already now. The number is as usual, +44 74 0440 5917. I want to stick to the call alone. I know those of you listening, if you want to call in through the WhatsApp, we will bring you through the call. I'm talking about those on the Twitter space. If you want to join, you can call in. Back in till about the number sita Mukia or Molaraya, but I don't know whether she's with me tonight. But again, appreciation to those of you that are still with us. So we're just about an hour left into the program right now.
66 before the drills could reach the mantle. So what exactly would we find if we dug a hole down to the center of the earth? Well, there was a project by the Soviet Union that can give you a rough one.
The Soviet Union was very powerful. I even watched one of the documentary where one of their astronauts was stuck in the space while Soviet Union was already dissolved. Imagine you left the world, and by the time you're coming back, your country is gone. That is how Nigeria is going to happen. Nigeria will be gone by some of you that are living abroad. You will come back home, you will just hear that there's a Biafra country, there's a Yoruba country. You'll be asking how? Because you were too busy when we were shouting Yoruba nation and Biafra nation. You were busy doing some other things. You were engaged in that your occupation that destroyed your life, that didn't understand that you should support the movement. The astronaut is one of the documentary I watched this few days. I watched a lot of it. My wife was like, what am I looking for in the space? He traveled with the astronaut to the International Space Station as a Soviet citizen. But by the time he's coming back, Soviet country has already dissolved.
Idea. Today we're going to tell you all about how it began, why this deepest hole in the world was just sealed. Kola Super Deep Hole is the name given to a scientific
So it's called the Kola Super Deep Borehole. It's somewhere in Russia area there. But it's been sealed. But they were able to dig and dig and dig until they find out that it's becoming very hot. Some say that there's devil underneath there, and these are all the lies that they've told us. Devil is there, Satan is there, this and that. Eventually, the real devil are the Yoruba politician, the real devil are the Igbo politician, the middle belt, the Fulani are the most, devil times 5. So when they say there's devil, it's all lies. Okay? The real devils are the Nigerian politicians that have hold your bondage.
Project by the Soviet Union. It is located in the Pechensky district close to the Russian border with Norway.
So this is what we should have been doing, research center, putting things out there, some care aside to you, but eventually what we have been doing is, we're still fighting each other and people think it's going to work. It can never work because it was never designed to work in the first place.
The Kola Peninsula. The project was launched with a goal to drill as deeply as humanly possible
to deep as humanly possible. So when people say Yoruba nation is not possible, Biafra nation, who's telling you that? Oh, because you think that is this small boy that will use his media to destroy Nigeria. You think it's Simon Ekpa that can do so. It's because some of you are not thinking. These Oyibo people don't think about what is going to be the consequence. Only God knows how many people died during this project. But at least they were able to achieve something. Dig as deep as you can. Let me rewind that. It actually says go as far as humanly possible. So when people say Yoruba nation, how is it going to happen? You can ask your father how your father did not come out and support this movement, and then you want to bring down somebody like Akintoye, mad people over the place. You can see the sun. And that sun, I took the picture, right outside my window this morning or whatever the time I took it.
Located in the Pechensky district close to the Russian border with Norway, the Kola Peninsula. The project.
You think you can compare me with others? No, you can't, because I go and look at things that is meaningful to the program that we can discuss. All these that I'm showing you right now, this is what you should be doing as an engineer student, as an agriculture student. We are there still looking for powder to repair. Mad people all over the place. You know, fighting for politicians. Mo tẹ̀ torí àfáà kan mo fi dárúkọ àfáà yẹn. Mo tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ọmọ àfáà yẹn náà London ló ti wá school. Mo ní pẹ̀lú àwọn Ìlọrin gbogbo sáìdì ó ti yẹ yín fi dárúkọ wọn. Wọ́n sọ fún yàrá mi àfáà yìí ní sáré máa ṣe wàásù ní Nàìjíríà báyìí fáwọn kan. Whereas the children are here, the daughter just graduated in one of the university in London. I saw it on Instagram in one of those politician page. And the Yoruba people that are Muslim, they're Lushi people, trying to not the Muslim is a very good religion, but trying to say, Ile-Ife. Do you know what Ile-Ife stands for? Even if we disagree with our king right there that we know, which you don't understand what I mean. Ìyẹn ní pé kẹwàá máa lọ máa fi máa jòkó fún ilé ọba máa jòkó fún ààfin ọba nígbà bẹ́ẹ̀ tí sọ fáwọn èèyàn náà pé ẹ súnmọ́ àkáṣe Yorùbá nation dáadáa Allahu Akbar Allahu Akbar and these are the same afar that they bring their children to a country like this where there's mixture of lesbian, there's gay, there's different things. I mean, is that not craziness? Let's take our first caller this evening or this morning. Hello, caller.
Hello, Mr. Cosby.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Báwo ni ẹ kú sí o?
Adúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run láfíà.
Ọlọ́run á fún mi lórí ìbéèrè tó dáa lórúkọ Jésù.
Ní Jésù Kristi.
Nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìsìn ilé ọba owó ilé ọba o. Wọ́n ní kán ṣe tó wọ́n láwọn ò lè ṣe tó kù tó. Gbogbo àwọn tó ṣe ń sọ ráàdì lọ adec office lọ ṣe gbá lọ ṣàwo. Is that I don't see any sense in that. Reason is that nǹkan tó ní ká máa ṣe lédè. Don't go there and vote. When you don't want to come and compete, wọ́n lọ dìbò. Wọ́n wá bẹ̀ sí pariwo wọn lọ. Okay, àwọn kan ló lọ sọ adec office yẹn. Effort tó ń make now, ọlọ́bí àwọn Yorùbá ní wọ́n lè fi ṣe tó, àní wọn ò lè ṣe tó. Now, gbogbo effort tó ń make now, wọ́n pariwo, wọ́n jí bá wọ́n ṣàwo. Ìṣó kò yẹ kó dé gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn. Tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n sọ pé òkè ìbò yà òkè wọ́n lè kó gbogbo ẹ̀dá wọ́n já kiri Yorùbá wọ́n pariwo wọ́n complain kiri election fraud, fraud. Bẹ́tà tó máa gbé nínú ẹ̀sẹ̀, náírà ló máa bọ́ sí. Náà àwọn kan náà tó ní wọ́n kúrò wọ́n dúkùú lórí ọba, ilé ọba ló lọ́ba. Ìgbà tó sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn dà nìyẹn. Alọ́ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé ọjọ́ ìyàwó tiẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ sọ́ba lásán. Ìgbà tó dọ́gba gan ọba tó yẹ ká bá sí òun bá síbẹ̀. That is why wọ́n ṣe máa sọ pé àgbà tí ò kẹ́rù sọ̀rọ̀ ó máa kẹta sáré. Díẹ̀ náà ṣe rí ọba mi wọ́n ṣe máa gbà kún lórí ọ̀gá dáná wọn lórí níbi tọ́rọ̀ ń lọ yìí. Bí kóòtù ò lè rójú kínní Ọlọ́run ní kò sí Nàìjíríà mọ́ ẹ̀yìn lẹ̀ ń fọ́ọ̀sì ara yìí. There is nothing they can. Ìlú yẹn máa ṣàǹkó possible mọ́. Ìlú ẹ̀ ti gbàrú kọjá anything. The only way is Yorùbá nation or Biafra nation àti Arẹwà nation tó bá wù kí ló dé. That's the only solution because wọ́n Bíbélì sọ ó ní kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ wá. Bí Ọlọ́run ṣe dá tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹlé tó kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ as long as they are making effort láti sọ pé kó dáa sí ó máa dàrú sí ni kò possible. Ẹ wo àwọn àgbààgbà lọ́jẹ̀ ẹ wo àwọn àgbà wọn amọ̀nà ọ̀run wọn lọ wọn ìdájọ́ wọn ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ a man of 90-something years ó sì ń sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ lẹ́nu wọ́n mọ̀ pé kò sí future bọ́ ní kan tá máa jẹ yẹn ní problem let me tell you wọ́n ju abẹ̀bẹ̀ sókè nígbà ìgbà ibi pẹlẹbẹ ló fi máa mú táwọn bá pẹ̀lú ẹsẹ̀ kò sí. Wọ́n sọ pé àwọn kan lánàá mo ní kí Trump àti Biden àti eléyìí tó kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ before Trump kán parapọ̀ kán lọ Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ ṣé wọn ò lè rí ṣe. Because ìlú yẹn ti dàrú kò sí nǹkan tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ẹnìkan wá sọ fún bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bẹ̀. Kékeré ń jẹ náà ló bẹ́ irọ́ ní everything. The only way is on the other accept náà accept kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ lónìí. Wọ́n lè máa gbé 10 years ago. Nothing will happen. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. And just like I always say, there's so many criminals. The Yoruba criminals as well. Linda KG, just 2 hours ago, this was posted. Suspected armed robbers trailed and killed a man and cut away 10 million naira he withdrew from the bank. So definitely in the bank, somebody in the bank gave the information and it was eventually, killed. All about 10 million naira. That's the picture of the man there. I'll try and see if I can bring it on our screen. 10 million naira, he went to the bank. I look for information for what the bank would be country. He's dead now. I'm sure if I tell this man to come and support Yoruba Nation, tell me, shut up, koikimedia, you stupid boy. He has been killed now. May so rest in peace. That's
great. I'm looking at those deadly men who sell it recently. I'm looking at them as catalysts. Yoruba Nation. Catalyst in gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó ń tẹ̀lé ló máa jẹ́ fún Yoruba Nation. Ojú gbogbo wa ló bá ṣe. Bí bàbá kan ni wọ́n gbé ìyàwó ẹ̀ sálọ yẹn. Gbàgbọ́ kan jáde tó lọ ju àwọn tí wọ́n jọ ń wáyàwó ẹ̀. Ṣèbí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ní àtàtà. Ó ti kú. Ṣebí ọba afẹ ni wọ́n lọ ṣe láìlà ìlàlà láìlà ìlàlà àwọn tó rí wọ́n ti burú. Láì ṣe Sókótó láì ṣe Zamfara láìlà ìlàlà.
Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Wọ́n máa ń bá olórí burúkú kan tí wọ́n ń táwọn lọ́dà fúrọ̀ tí wọ́n ń lò báwọn kan tó ń pè ní Mọ̀ríkì Akíntọ́lá yẹn báwọn olórí burúkú kan ọmọ ọ̀fẹ́.
Àwọn Taliban àárẹ̀ wọn nìyẹn. The Talibans.
Ti pẹ́ Taliban wọn. Ó máa wá yé pé kò sí ní Saudi, kò dé tí ní Zamfara, kò sí ní Sókótó, Yorùbá ní bàbá ti dúró. Irú àwọn yẹn, wọ́n máa they are going to be subjected is either kó kúrò ní Yorùbá land kó lọ north kó lọ máa gbé pẹ̀lú àwọn emir. Ìkan ló máa ṣe náà méjèèjì. Báwo lórí burúkú yẹn? Ti máa rí pé Nàìjíríà yẹn so many things no wrong. So many things. Wá rí sí yìí. Gbogbo wọn náà ti làkóso tó fẹ́ kí drug baron kó di president wọn. Wọ́n bèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá kan wọ́n kí ló dé tí Tinubu wọ́n gbọ́ tí Tinubu wọ́n gbọ́ pé Tinubu fẹ́ wá bá Amẹ́ríkà yìí. Ó gbọ́ rí pé àwọn fẹ́ wá sinmi àwọn fẹ́ wá rí bí àwọn gangan. Mo ní president elect yìí kí ni rísì tí Tinubu ò fi lè wá sí Amẹ́ríkà? Ìkọ̀kọ́sọ́ ní record. So gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n wà comfortable àtàwọn obedient gbogbo wọn èmi tẹ̀ mò ń wò wọ́n ní catalyst ni gbogbo wọn yẹn máa jẹ́ fún Yorùbá Nation because ìní yẹn báyìí mo ti wò pé títí May 29 sí 1st June public of June nǹkan kan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà yẹn òbí tèmi ò ṣe wùlí yìí gbọ́ pẹ̀lú gbogbo trend tó ń lọ yìí pẹ̀lú gbogbo destination yìí the best thing yóò wọ̀ government fọwọ́ sí pé why can't you disintegrate this country let them go on their separate ways. Ẹ máa rí pé títí ó wọ̀ ìpamọ́ aṣọ sí ní ẹ̀. We are not the same. Wọ́n ló sàrí àní north. Wọ́n ló tábà sòfin ní nígbà yìí òun wọn ní north. Owó bí àti wọ́n pa níbí ẹ̀ ń pín táàsì ẹ̀. Bọ̀tí tábà mú bí àlọ́dọ̀ ní ẹbẹ̀ sí ààrẹ sàn tó mú bí ẹ̀ ń kọ gbogbo bí àti wọn mú ní north dà. We are not the same thing. A lot of things Yorùbá máa gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀ dúró ni. Lágbára Ọlọ́run Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ dúró. Wọn ò dẹ̀ ní tiwa ṣàwádìí. Gbogbo tó ń tẹ̀lé ní catalyst ló máa jẹ́ fún Yorùbá Nation. Gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú yẹn, wọn ò tí ìgbéyàwó ọba yẹn lọ. Wọ́n sì máa wá pé ọba mi nínú ààfin. Ẹ máa bẹ́tò lọ.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much, and just for the benefit of our listeners there, I'm sure you must have followed me on my Twitter for those that are following. One of our king, not a king, but one of our traditionalists was two wives were kidnapped, and eventually he died while he was trying to go after those that kidnapped the wife. This particular story that I'm just sharing again, I just picked it up right now. Suspected armed robbers trailed, killed a man and cut away 10 million naira he withdrew from the bank in Ekiti State. He's a Yoruba man, It could be anybody that must have done that crime, but crime is crime. But one thing is, this actually happened. And when we say that Yoruba nation, somebody like this will probably say, shut up, Nigeria is okay for me. I have a car, you can see his car there, even though it drives on a bad road, and all sort and all sort. So we believe that just about half an hour left. Let me see how much time we have left. Yeah, just about 20 minutes because I don't want this program to go more than 3 hours. So, like I said, I was watching quite a lot of things, during my spare time, educating myself, a lot of things I look up to, like I said, there is, this is the guy I said travels around the world, okay? He's a travel journalist with about 3.5 million followers. And this is when it actually, if this video got removed, his name is Drew Binsky. So this is where, he's been to Nigeria as well. These are all the countries he has traveled to around the world, and he has taken a lot of risk. So let's watch just a little bit from the one he did when he went to North Korea. And he was only American, and he had to travel, and you can see him there. His name is Drew Binsky. So, if I wasn't doing Yoruba Nation, there's a lot of plans I want to do as well. I want to make money just like a lot of people that are there as well. But what we are doing right now is what we have to do so that we can liberate some people. Not that I'm hungry, not that I don't have opportunity yet. I have thousands of opportunity. Opportunity. You don't have opportunity. The opportunity has been withdrawn from you. So let's first take this caller because I don't want to mix it with this video so that this caller voice is still going to be in my video. Hello, caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you're live. Ẹ ti wà pẹ̀lú wa bàbá wa. Ẹ kàn lẹ́ sà.
Báwo ni?
Àlàáfíà sà.
Pẹ̀lẹ́ kúṣẹ́.
Èmi nìyẹn.
Pẹ̀lẹ́. Jọ wá fún mi ní just few minutes kí n fi sọ̀rọ̀ jọ.
That's okay. Any gbogbo time. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ṣorí kí ni fídíò clip tó show nípa congressman?
Yes. Okay.
Tó ń kéde ẹ̀wọ̀n tó nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń béèrè question lọ́wọ́ máa nìyẹn nípa ọ̀rọ̀ Burkina Faso.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Mo ti wo fídíò clip yẹn ní tó ṣe tí ò ní 5 minutes tó gbé kúrẹ́ orí YouTube yá ní
few days ago. Yes.
Ṣorí ìgbà tí mo rí fídíò clip yìí, mo wá rántí ṣorí the first wọ́n kọ́kọ́ ṣe ní Nàìjíríà that was January 29, 1966.
How many Africans has the United States
6 years after Taba independence? Àwọn Ṣùkúrúmà Kaduna Ìdèbò àti Jad náà ṣe ìgbà yẹn lọ fún àwọn Akíntọ́lá ló sọ fún àtúnṣe àwọn ọ̀dọ́. Ṣorí àbẹ̀bí ètò ṣorí ìgbà yẹn máa ń lo regional government.
We have trained a substantial number, especially in the
Northern region and Eastern region.
More than 10,000?
It is
more than 50,000?
So we're reaching around 50,000 at least.
And what percentage of the people we trained end up participating in insurrections or coups against their own government?
Very small number. Very small number.
What percentage?
I'd say less than 1%.
But it does happen.
The IMEC program is enforced, and we've pushed a significant number to our schools across the country.
What data sets do you track to arrive at the conclusion that less than 1% of the roughly 50,000 that we've trained?
All these guys,
It's really about 500. About 1% of 50,000.
You may have that information. I don't at this time.
Well, I know there's some, right? Like in July 15, this is Mohammed Bouya, and this is a photo of him. Did we train and equip him?
Ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ bàbá wa, ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ sà, fídíò yẹn ò ní volume. Fídíò yẹn ni bàbá wa yìí ṣe analysis lórí, so a ti gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ẹni tó bá ti gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ máa ṣe sùúrù ni. So a mute fídíò yẹn ni, àwọn sọ̀rọ̀ ní fídíò yẹn ní kàn play ẹ̀ padà ni, so kò ní pé àmú kàn ṣe.
And throughout the leader, does that concern you?
Congressman,
go ahead.
Core values That's what we start off with.
Core values were current in Booyah?
Core values. I will repeat that.
Okay, muted. Sorry, muted. Muted. I didn't realize that the audio was on with the video. I've actually muted it now. Go ahead, Babawa. Sorry about that. Yeah. Probability wà pé wọ́n lè ti ṣe ti Nàìjíríà ní committee wọn, but because kò sí social media nígbà yẹn. So there's probability that they discuss the issue of Nigerian military coup that America must have sponsored, but since we don't have that information with us here now, but because this one is now a new era, we are no longer in that analog era, and that's why we can watch this. If not, they really come back. Lórí world media. We won't stop educating them and bringing this kind of information about Libai. Láti fi educate around, because like I say, there's probability the committee might sit lórí àwọn kó Nigeria and America, but since we didn't have it televised then, nobody has evidence now, so which is probably kept in the archive somewhere. Ẹ ṣé gan ni sir, thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni dáàdì wa, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin dáàdì wa tí ẹ máa take time yín láti gbọ́ program wa. Mo kí ẹ má bínú. I didn't realize, I thought I muted it from inside. But I didn't realize that I wanted the video to play, but without the audio. I knew myself that it would be interfering with the call. I'm sorry, though. It's a lot of work, for one man. If not a sound engineer, if not a good way, but even if I move school, Moket Bonnie, Simon Adebisi, Mokibubayi, mothers were then considered. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating their birthday. And once again, those on the Twitter space will have a proper Twitter space where there will be engagement. Bear with us. This early hours of the morning is just more of a discussion. Mokiyawa Folashadejo, And I hope you've been able to, even though we've been speaking our Imbati, I'm sure some of you, our Biafra brothers, will be so frustrated that you couldn't pick up some of what I was saying. But I'm sure I tried to make sure we carried you along because I know you are listening to me, especially those of you that Mazis Nnamdi Kanu has trained to tell that Twitter is where we fight. But we are getting there with our Yoruba people as well. There's, like I said, there's still a lot that I wanted to share with us on the YouTube. I don't want this video to go more than 3 hours, so we're going to start winding it down. For summary, the reason why we always say Yoruba nation is the final solution. Look, that is the mass, okay? And if you go and look at the mass, let's see if we can quickly get a video of mass. While we are still here talking about Baba Jebu, the world knew what the Yorubas and the Igbos would have done in terms of exploration. So I'm going to bring that video in quickly for us to watch. This is the mass exploration. And all these are what we should be talking about. I'm not talking about Fulani moving cows all over the place, destroying, who we are. So for those that have not seen the images, thank you so much, Comrade Plan B. Okay, yes, if you're on my YouTube, you will have seen the video that we post. Sometimes we do short videos. And we're trying. I'm sure some of you have been seeing my latest update of my presentation of videos, breaking news. Keep supporting us. To be honest, you will enjoy koikimedia supporting Yoruba Nation 24/7. I don't take advert since 3 years. Nobody advertised. Not that those that are taking adverts don't have the right to, but because I'm very, very careful because of the nature of what I do and as one of the strong media within the movement. So I'm very, very careful. Not that people are not coming to us and fish advert, but rather say, give us what you can give us. And, my YouTube channel is not monetized at the moment. For the next 3 months, it has been removed because a couple of my videos have been reported. Just as they were frustrating Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, so many people, especially, and not just us within the African, there's doing that as many people as well. Even those that are big people that have millions of followers. I was watching a podcast and they actually took that video of, the whole page of the guy down. I think he has about 5 million followers. So, but the way you can help us is just to support us with whatever you can, and that will keep us going. So you will see that we are having a new techniques of videos that we are producing, and we are trying. It takes a lot of time, to put those things out. It's easy for you to listen to it, but it takes a lot of work behind the scene. Let me get my camera in, so that I just want you to see. So what you're looking at, the round ball, then FOLAYEMI is mass, and they've been able to send, the latest, exploration. Well, let me not be the one talking. Moki, our Folashade Joe, for your love, and Adekunle Plenty, and the rest of you on the Instagram with me at the early hours of this morning. Let's enjoy this video. Part of what I used to sit down and ask myself, if we are still looking for Gary and no electricity, let's watch this. I do not own the copyright. And this is a mass exploration rover. And this video is 11 years ago. While we are still talking about nonsense and jabajantes, Mukiwa, koikimedia team, for the great work you're doing on behalf of koikimedia.
Go, hydraulics go. Pressurized vehicle lock tank. Pressurizing. SSC hydraulic pump control on. On. CLCDR. Pad B deck flush on. On. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, engine ignition, and liftoff of the Delta II rocket with the Mars Exploration Rover. Program response is good.
When you watch all these things, you ask yourself, yeah, what should be all these? Not that Nigeria doesn't have. By now, Nigeria should be doing big, with the amount of money that they've made from the crude oil. But because it's a foolish country that doesn't have any future for anybody. 7 months after this, space shuttle started going towards the Mars, imagine, and it's now about to land. Let's listen to this, videos, sound. So what you're listening to is just the sound of this space rover that is about to land on the Mars. We are still there talking about Tinubu is Atiku is Peter Obi. Nonsense country. Timothy, I hope is this even the latest one, because this one seems to be the old one itself. Because there's been a new one. But let's just watch this a little bit, and I'm gonna find the new one. Then my wife maybe by so I think I need the new one, not this old one. Yeah, I think the one we're looking for is called the Perseverance. But I'm the Perseverance and with the new one. But let's watch this one first, and then we'll get that one out. We're still talking about when the world is moving so fast. Shit. I'm looking for the proper video of this one was in 2000 and should be the same one on. And this one was the one this is the old one. I'll put the new one today. The new one is called the Perseverance. So the Yoruba engineer, okay, this one is a China rover, okay. I mean, imagine all these things and how they are developed. They are now sending signal coding, to bring them back to life. Imagine, and they are still here, and then some Yoruba people are saying, let's keep Nigeria. I mean, okay, Eshegontuba, I know you are very current with all these things. I don't want to watch the rover one. I want to watch the new one, which is the Perseverance. I love that one. All these things are not, they are not juju. Eh? So what we're about to watch now is the Explorer Mars Jezero crater with the NASA Perseverance rover. Okay, the one we watched earlier is the Chinese one, or China. Nonsense. So I'm just going to fast forward it because
the image. If you were on Mars, everything would appear pink, including the sky. By enhancing the image, we make it easier for the science team to use our everyday experience to interpret the landscape. The mountains that you see in the background are the rim of the crater. They're more than half a mile high and about 6 miles away. That canyon was carved by a river about 3.5 billion years ago, when the climate of Mars was very different from today. The cliff-like brown hills you see here are more evidence of that river. These are part of the delta. When the river hit Lake Jezero, its mud and sand were deposited on the crater floor. One of the most scientifically interesting aspects of this mosaic is this whitish area here, which the science team has been calling the bacon strip, based on its appearance. We think this is a layer of mud deposited on the lake bottom, now turned to rock. That mud layer is important because it may be the best place to look for evidence of Martian life that could have lived in Lake Jezero.
This one not a freak me. I love when they are dropping that rover itself. I found that particular video.
We're starting to straighten up.
So now this one is the one that when the actual motorcade or whatever it is was dropping down. I mean, these are something that should be inspiring a lot of Yoruba people so that we can get the country out and we can start thinking. We can start, making our brain, to work hard. Let's watch the video. And all these videos, I do not own the copyright, in case it gets removed.
Where the spacecraft will jettison the entry balance masses in preparation for parachute deploy and to roll over to give the radar a better look at the ground.
Indicate chute deploy.
The navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed and we are seeing significant deceleration in the velocity. Our current velocity is 480 meters per second at an altitude of about 12 kilometers from the surface of Mars.
Heat shield set.
Perseverance is now slowed to subsonic speeds and the heat shield has been separated. This allows both the radar and the cameras to get their first look at the surface. Current velocity is 145 meters per second at an altitude of about 9.5 kilometers above the surface.
Nav filter converged. Velocity solution 3.3 meters per second. Altitude 7.4 kilometers.
Now has radar lock on the ground. Current velocity is about 100 meters per second, 6.6 kilometers above the surface. Perseverance is continuing to descend on the parachute. We are coming up on the initialization of terrain relative navigation and subsequently the priming of the landing engines. Our current velocity is about 90 meters per second at an altitude of 4.2 kilometers.
OPS valid.
Yeah, you're right, Tumba. The new rover was sent with another mini Eurocopter, like an helicopter. The government has spent trillions naira without achieving any aim. Sure. For those that are not seeing the images of what we are showing, is just the Perseverance rover that was sent to Mars is what we are showing. So we have about a minute left to the video.
We have confirmation that the lander vision system has produced a valid solution and part of terrain relative navigation.
Priming. TBA is nominal.
We have priming of the landing engines.
Back shell set.
Current velocity is 83 meters per second at about 2.6 kilometers from the surface of Mars. We have confirmation that the back shell has separated. We are currently performing the divert maneuver. Current velocity is about 75 meters per second at an altitude of about 1 kilometer off the surface of Mars.
TRN Safety Bravo.
We have completed our terrain relative navigation. Current speed is about 30 meters per second, altitude of about 300 meters off the surface of Mars. We have started our constant velocity accordion, which means we are conducting the about to conduct the sky crane maneuver. Sky crane maneuver has started, about 20 meters off the surface.
We're getting signals from MRO. Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
You see how they are jubilating? That is how we're going to jubilate the day Yoruba Nation will be officially announced last January. And that will be the beginning of a new era for the Yoruba people. And that is going to happen in our lifetime. Not after we die, it will happen in our lifetime. We'll be playing more of such videos in the new or some other broadcasts, but at least you've been able to see, the spirit that is there. And this is why, you think I'm thinking about Yoruba Nation because of now. I am thinking about even after we have all died. We're not going to be here forever. We're only here for a very limited period of time. So if you think that we are talking about Yoruba nation so that I can enrich myself, no, my name will be written down as somebody that fought for that movement as well. That's why we're doing it. At least about history will say, this guy did a program. Just as they are talking about what happened 60, 40 years ago, they'll talk about us as well. And this is what we should be thinking. You think it's about just now. No, it's about the future. And that future means that we can compete with the world using whatever Eledumare has given us as well. Because I know there are other ways we can get to this place. And they know that. And that's why Ijata and Jai is not, a Fulani fight. They are blocking something, between us and those other planets that they know that we can as well. So, on that note, I have to go now. Thank you so much. We'll be out again tomorrow. I don't know what time, but we'll try and be out again tomorrow. Have a very good morning. We can't do without playing. You don't see, but when I come back, we appreciate everyone once more time. If I haven't mentioned your name, Ayomiku, how you doing, brother? Don't be upset, but remember that this platform appreciates all your time with us, even if it's just a few minutes you've spent with us. So thank you so much once again. Anytime we wà láti ilé òkè dáadáa, anytime we wà náà láti òkè òkun òkè dáadáa. So our Biafra brothers and sisters, we appreciate your time with me. This hour, like I said from the beginning on the Twitter space, it was more of a conversation, but just bear with us. So when we want to do our Twitter space, then we'll have everybody to come on board and speak. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Watching me from Yoruba land, we appreciate you. Don't feel demoralized that the movement has stopped. The movement was never stopped. There's a lot of work going on. Part of the work is what I'm doing. Everybody's playing their part. You play yours. And that is when you will also have the opportunity. We just play, we don't see the Igboho. When you play, you don't see Igboho, the video not talking. Really? Why was it not talking? Let's see. Let's play that again. Once again, thank you so much, and I'm sure the volume came out properly. Okay, Yawa Abiola, and thank you so much to everyone. Nnamdi Kanu must be free, just as so many of their freedom fighters have been held, by this criminal government called the Federal Republic of it. There's nothing called federal; it's all crime. From all the local governments in Yoruba land, I say shout out to you. And if you are there thinking what you wanted to listen to is not what you were expecting, good luck to you. But one thing is, we would never stop educating you from this platform. This is one of the platforms that believes that we're going to fight, and if people say we're not going to fight, something is going to happen. They will fight internally, and that will destroy the country as well. I will help you to expand it. Any little opportunity I see, I will blow it very hard. I am just sitting back. My media is on standby 24/7. I have enough team on the ground that are ready to take the risk. You will all come out and fight, especially those Nigerians that still believe in Nigeria. You will fight, I will expand it, and Biafra will go, Yoruba will go, and that will mean that Nigeria will be for those that want to own Nigeria. You can keep it. Have a very good morning, and on that note, bye from this side of the globe. My name is OLAMILEKAN. Love you all, and also to our fathers that are working tirelessly on the platforms. We appreciate you. But like I said, this platform remains independent of its own, so that whatever I say is what I'm saying. Just looking for the anthem, and then we go. Thank you so much, our brothers and sisters. Good night. Twitter space. Thank you so much. Have a very good afternoon, good morning, good evening, from wherever you're watching, and bye for now. Moki Yonkan, Moki Bubwebe, Moki Lano UK, Moki Nidada at the US, and the rest of all the organization. Enter our WhatsApp group. Keep the fire burning. Yoruba Nation now. Yoruba Nation now. Yoruba Nation. No going back. No going back. No ne. Money láti lọ wá video ebi tí bàbá wa ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ tó bá dẹ̀ ní send ẹ̀ sí mi. No going back ni. Yoruba Nation for life. Ìyá mi gbé mi lékè. Mo kí gbẹ̀yìn grandma. Bàbá mi, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, àbúrò, òun ayọ̀ la máa sùn. Ọ̀túnba tèmi ó dàárọ̀.
Life is so funny. You come with nothing. Then fight for everything. And later, leave everything and go back to empty hand. God is powerful. Good night.